And we're back.
Hello.
All right, back for another episode of MMA Fools. And we're actually covering 2 fight night cards tonight because we missed last week. Apologize to the 4 or 5 fans out there.
Just like waiting throughout the week for it to upload, just
Yeah.
refreshing the page. And
I did come a little bit more prepared for this one. I actually have some like news and different things we can go through as well.
Cool.
So, but we'll go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with UFC Fight Night, Munhoz versus Edgar. And, obviously start at the bottom like we do. And it's going to be Rodriguez versus Grant. My thoughts on this, it was a slugfest.
Yeah.
Had shades of Barry versus Congo.
yeah, it was like one of the better one-round fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah, because they were both trying
Swinging.
to kill each other.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: I only got to catch the main event.
That's okay.
That's all right. Well,
But you
usually,
guys-
usually that's me. So
Yeah.
now we're just switching
Yeah.
it up a little bit. It was a nice comeback for Rodriguez, but also what I got from the fight is I didn't really feel like either of them are ready for like high level competition.
No,
They're not going to be fighting anybody in the top 15.
no. I mean, it just, I feel like it could have been stopped earlier. Whenever when
Rodriguez was in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been stopped earlier. It was like, I mean, if they had stopped it then, I wouldn't have complained. But in retrospect, I'm glad
What's
they
the
didn't
weight
stop
class?
I don't remember.
185, I believe.
They look big.
Yeah, I think
He looks like a heavy.
I think it might be 185. Click on one of them and we'll be able to see. I think. Maybe.
Welterweight, actually.
Welterweight
170.
170.
He looked
Any
big.
Speed here.
They looked big. He definitely, and Grant looked faster.
Yeah.
They both looked powerful, but like Rodriguez, while powerful, looked slow.
Yeah.
I
mean, I
He
feel
looks
like
slow to me. It looks like Verdum.
Yeah.
His body is body.
yeah.
he could cut down 155. Look how. I mean, I'm not saying he's fat.
Right, but he's not ripped up.
Yeah.
And if you look at he's lucky to win this fight if you look at the stats.
Yeah, because he basically only landed in the last half of the fight when he won.
Yeah, because
And
he was getting his ass beat.
I actually feel like Dwight Grant looked better, even losing.
Yes, he did.
He looked more athletic.
I
His
would
striking looked more crisp.
Right, I would definitely be more excited to watch Grant fight again than I would Rodriguez.
Right.
Yeah, it just is what
It was
it
good.
is.
It's actually a really good fight, though.
It was fun. Anybody should watch that fight.
These are the kind of fights that the fight cards need if there's no names.
Mm-hmm.
If you're somebody of the platform and you're on one of these cards,
Yeah.
here's how you have to fight. I mean, it's not the smartest way to fight
I feel like
because
the UFC's been doing a good job of that though. Where I don't know if there's a method to their madness there, but they usually, if there's not a lot of names on it, they're putting together some fights that they think are gonna be bangers.
Be entertaining. Yeah, and this whole card was kind of filled with that. I feel like
it was actually pretty decent fight card all around.
Yeah. So we might as well go on to the next one, and it's Agapova versus Dobson. And again, even though she lost,
This is the biggest upset in UFC history.
Yeah, and even though she lost, I was
really?
still more impressed by Agapova. Yeah, but
Like-
by far the biggest upset.
Odds.
She was like negative 400 or
Yeah.
something.
Somebody put $20,000. Well, Shayna Dobson coming in, Kyle, was 3-4 in her pro record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like all around, more losses
That
than
happens
wins.
with women a lot. Oh, she's in. This is her UFC debut.
No, she's
No.
lost. She's lost a few times before.
Yeah.
She's 3-4. So
Yeah, and she ended up winning the fight by a KO, TKO, and I fully believe the only reason
She
for
gassed.
that is Agapova's fault.
Yeah.
In that first round, man, she went balls to the wall and looked good.
Yeah, she did.
But you knew with that pace, she was going to be tired.
Yeah.
Because striking looked better.
Yeah.
Ground looked better. But she just was nonstop.
she got
Just-
swept.
Shane Carwin herself.
Yeah, like for sure.
And like you would never think that somebody's 3-4 in the UFC. No offense to her and her skill set. It's like you wouldn't even think you think no matter what she'd just be worse at every stage of the fight, no matter how tired she got. But she actually did a great job sweeping her and getting on top and pounding her out.
Yeah.
But you just wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
She was I think 10-2 or 10-1 or something.
Yeah,
Like that. So she did a
and
great record compared to her.
And again, I still, even though in a loss, I'm more excited to see Agapova fight than I am Dobson fight again because Agapova really has the complete package.
She just needs to shore up her cardio.
Yeah,
her,
shore up her
pace.
cardio. Her pace, really.
Yeah.
Her cardio might be fine, but you can't go that. You
100%
can't
instantly.
right,
Yeah.
nonstop. She was like, "Well, I'm probably gonna knock this girl out in 10 seconds, so let's just go
Yeah.
for it."
Well,
Tried to Ngannou her.
that's a great plan when it works, but whenever it doesn't, it just
You got to start slowing it down.
Yeah.
Take it back.
because if they're still there, you
Yeah.
just you can't
It
what are
looks
you gonna
bad.
Yeah,
you know?
it cost her the fight. She was completely gassed in the second
do? I
round.
think somebody put 20,000 on Shayna Dobson to make like $200 or something like that. It was like something dumb.
You
It
mean
was
on Agapova?
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Agapova. They put like an insane
Why
amount of
would
money to put just to make. No, it was like $1,000 to
Why,
make $1,000.
you know, why? Like, I understand an Amanda Nunes fight, but you don't know enough about either.
Yeah, like-
really.
Yeah, because like her record's good, but she probably crushed cans in like Russia. Like it was probably just girls who had
enough.
Right.
bad records too. So
But she did look like the complete package. But I will say, in that scenario, I actually would have put just a little bit of money on the underdog to win a
Yeah.
lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like you said,
got
you don't
that
know
kind of
enough
money-
about either of these fighters.
If you got that kind of money, you know,
Yeah.
put 1,000 on her.
And you would have made a lot of money.
yeah.
All right, so we might as well move on from this one as well, right? Second round, TKO. And then we got
This is a pretty fast fight.
Austin Hubbard versus Joe Solecki. And to me, this was the most impressive fight and the most impressive performance
Yeah,
of the night.
Look
He
at the
basi-
stats. Bro,
He basically dominated and took his back, choked him out.
And the whole time looked like, if you looked at his face, it looked like he wasn't in a fight.
Yeah.
Like a serial killer, just
Yeah.
stone face. Like, okay. He was on his back and just was like,
And I've seen Austin Hubbard fight before, and like he generally is just like tough as nails, like not very great at one thing, but he's hard to finish. Like I don't think he's been finished in UFC. So it was a pretty good win for Selecki.
yeah. And he took his back.
So lucky.
He took his back pretty quickly, and by taking his back, mean like Hubbard was fully on his feet, standing up, and
Yeah.
he was just climbing on him like an orangutan.
Yeah.
And it just slowly took his time until he worked in the submission.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see where he stands, like his record in the UFC and like how many wins he has, because I don't know just Lucky's record, but
Yeah,
he looked like not probably top 15. Looks like he could get there,
I completely agree.
but I don't know how much of it is like him being good or bad, or you know.
Right. But just his poise to me
Right.
made him look like he belongs, starting to climb up the ranks a little bit.
Yeah.
I was super impressed by him. I can't wait to see him fight again. He looked better on the feet. He looked better in the grappling
Right.
game. He looked better all around.
What weight class?
Again, I don't remember.
It's 170. No, at one.
I think it
these
might be
things are important.
155.
155. Yeah.
Yeah,
155.
155. They are important. I need to start paying attention to that.
They
more.
look bigger on the screen. Like I look at their body, I'm like,
It's a very big.
Yeah, like those guys are at least 205.
your TV's too good. It's tricking us.
Right. All right. So the next fight, I want to add something to the news here too. The next fight, Mike Rodriguez
Martian
versus
Prachnio.
Prachnio, I think.
Dude, those
yeah.
elbows he landed were brutal.
Brutal, but initially on the stand-up, he had a real weird.
It was awkward.
Rodriguez had a real awkward stand-up
Yeah.
stance. Like it was really weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this guy's not gonna. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a pretty fast fight too. I think all these fights are pretty fast.
Yeah, we saw
Round
what
one
all
there,
finishes except for the championship fight, right?
Well, the main event.
Yeah, or the championship fight. Yeah, the main event.
Yeah. I mean, like I didn't come away too impressed with Rodriguez besides the finish, but the finish was nice,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't even tell. I couldn't even gauge him as a fighter. Really.
No, couldn't. I mean, it just because his Rodriguez stand up was so awkward that you would have thought Prachnio would have taken advantage of it.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Right.
So, and then Rodriguez did. He landed some vicious elbows.
I feel like Rodriguez seems like to be the more explosive athlete, just like in general.
Right.
Like he seems more athletic, and I think at higher weight classes it's harder to take advantage of somebody's awkward style if you're also just big and unathletic as well.
Right.
Like it's just harder to explode, and like you see somebody at lightweight, and like the athleticism there is just so much higher at the later weight classes. So you get to 205, and if your style isn't explosive, you just can't do much offensively to somebody who is awkward. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so main event.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, watch
This is like
one.
Kyle has it by himself. Good. Waking
I
up
don't
from
do
his
it by
slumber.
All right, so Pedro Munhoz versus Frankie Edgar. I thought
It was a close fight.
it was a very close fight. I thought it was an awesome fight.
Yeah.
I did have Frankie winning the decision, but I mean, I wouldn't have been pissed if
No.
Pedro would have got it.
It would have no robbery either way.
I think it
No,
was
no
it,
robbery.
It was Edgar's output that won him the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like fairly even fight, but I think Edgar was pushing the pace, even though he wasn't controlling the octagon.
It still seemed like he was pushing the pace. It's
Yeah.
crazy that he ended up with so many more strikes. Because when you watch it, it was like they were trading
Tit for
one
tat.
punch and then
Kick.
like
Edgar
Munhoz would do one punch and then Frankie Edgar would land 3.
Right.
Yeah, Edgar
You know what
was
I mean?
coming with
Those kicks he
combos
was
every
landing
time.
though were adding up.
Oh yeah, I mean you could see him on Frankie after the fight. He could barely walk, but he during the fight he never slowed down. He didn't really
Yeah.
show any like real
No,
problems
he
why he was
Frankie
still moving
Edgar.
around. He was still moving around,
Yeah.
all dancing around all over the cage
He
up until the
Frankie
end.
Edgar did his whole way through it.
This is the best he's looked in a while, I think, fight wise.
Best he looked, and
Yeah.
now I think he's one of the only people to win a high level fight in 3 different weight classes.
I think the other one might have been Kenny Florian, maybe.
Could have been,
Yeah,
could have been
Kenny
maybe
Florian fought, like,
maybe
welterweight.
BJ.
Yeah, BJ too. Yeah.
But nothing
BJ
here says to me that Edgar's going to be able to contend with those top like 4 guys.
No.
Yeah, I mean
I-
I think you have to give him the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro's good, but you got. It's weird to even think about like Pedro, like put out Cody Garbrandt, and then it's like
Yeah.
he couldn't even land on Edgar.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Cody
Cody
fought
fucked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he always does.
Yeah.
But like it just shows to go you how like styles make fights when it comes to these matchups.
Yeah, and what's this
Bantamweight.
bantamweight? And because somebody said, oh, they'd really love to now see Frankie Edgar versus Dominic Cruz. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. He just beat the number 5, and you're going to have him fight the 11?
Yeah.
I,
Especially
I,
Well,
I like the idea of it theoretically because 2 Hall of Famers, but that to me that's a disservice to Frankie after winning a really hard fight against the
Yeah.
number 5
But
fighter.
I'd be okay with seeing that only because I don't have fear that Frankie would get knocked out by Dominic.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's probably the easiest matchup in terms of like
I don't have
name.
fear of that, but he could lose a decision, and
Yeah.
then so he just beat the number 5, and now he
But-
lost to the 11.
But Dominic's
Beating-
not fighting down where he's at.
beating Dominic Cruz though still has a lot of value.
He just came off a title
You know?
shot, so he was the last challenger.
Yeah.
Besides,
You
I mean,
beat Dominic Cruz, then to me, you deserve a top 3 fight.
I mean, he deserves a top 4 fight now. He just beat the number 5.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah,
take him back to
yeah.
11 and he loses, now he's 12.
but like who's he gonna? I guess we'll look at the rankings and see what's up.
Yeah.
But like on the flip side, Dominic Cruz is not fighting number 12 or number 10.
No.
Like he has
Dominic
Well,
Cruz.
he has
He has to get a big fight, too.
Yeah, he has a little opportunity to fight.
Yeah.
You know.
He's
Let
not gonna-
Dominic Cruz fight 8 or 9 or something
He
like
wa-
that.
he
Is
won't-
Dominic Cruz fight? Like, do we even know that?
I can't tell if he's retired. Any fight of his, I'm like, this is the last fight. He's retiring. You don't hear about him for 3 years, and then it's like
I think we should
The
just
fu-
stop. Even I don't know if he's gonna. Fight.
he's in the corner,
Yeah.
but where unless there's a fight signed, don't
Right.
even mention him in terms
Right,
of
'cause
matchups.
who knows?
Yeah.
But great fight all around.
Yeah.
Anybody could have won this fight. I wouldn't even have been mad at a draw, but I did have
Yeah.
Frankie winning.
Like Pedro didn't really take a hit from this. He looked competitive. He didn't look
Yeah,
out
he looked
outclassed.
competitive, but he just those
Yeah, I
combos
don't-
were lighting his face up, man.
Yeah.
I don't
Lighting
know.
his face
I
up.
don't think it's good that he lost to Frankie Edgar right here. I really like.
I don't think it took a big hit, but it's not good. I mean, you lost to a guy that everybody
It's
kept trying to
38.
say was washed up.
Yeah.
And, like even after the fight, Frankie was like, "I don't want to hear from fucking nobody."
He didn't look as
he looked good.
he looked good, but he obviously is 38, not 32. You
Yeah.
know, like you can
Right.
tell by just how he fights now.
But
He's a little slower.
But to step down another weight class again and still look fast enough to deal
Yeah.
with what's going on, it's impressive to me.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean he looks
Frankie,
better.
the problem.
And like you said, he looked better than he looked in a while.
Well, because his last fight he just got knocked out by Korean Zombie in like a round, so
Yeah.
it's hard to look
Korean
worse.
Zombie, man,
Yeah, well, Korean Zombie's a hard hitter, so
Yeah.
that's no disrespect to Frankie,
Yeah.
but his last performance was just a knockout.
And he
for
got
sure.
knocked out by Ortega, who's not a knockout
yeah, and
artist.
like
Yeah.
a guy like Edgar who doesn't get knocked out, like it spells like, oh, is this the end for Edgar? But
Yeah.
no, I mean Edgar still got some juice.
Yeah. But that's one of the reasons I wouldn't hate to see him go back to fight number 11. If he's going to try to get to that title, it's now.
But
You know what
I
I mean?
wouldn't have been stunned at all if they gave this to
pay-
Munhoz.
no.
I feel like
Not at all.
there needs to be like a meritocracy or something like that because like it's like he beats Pedro, but like he doesn't deserve to be right there because the division's kind of log jammed. Sterling
Yeah.
needs a title shot that hasn't even been announced yet,
Yeah.
so he needs to fight somebody. So I guess we'll
I
see
feel like
who's
they're
available.
stubbing Sterling though, man.
I don't know how you I don't know how you
get
keep him away from the title shot because he-
Sterling?
yeah, like
Have they still not announced it?
no,
Oh, my God. That's fucking crazy.
yeah, and like fucking that was months ago that Peter Yan fought, so that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, why aren't they trying to get something like done in that division right now?
And like I think Dana was pretty coy about it too when they asked him about Sterling. He's we'll have to see. But like my thing was like they were gonna try to insert Cody Garbrandt but now he's getting the flyweight.
Yeah.
That's the star
Well,
power.
and he's got to get that shot because Moraes is now for sure signed up to fight Sanderhagen.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah.
Fight now. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Sterling. There's no way around it. Who else are you going to put in there?
Right, because Cody's going on the flyweight this year. Or
Right.
Put up. But
Everything's locked up.
Then, like, what's the worst matchup though is Aldo versus Edgar.
What if they say, "Hey, we're gonna have you fight Aldo"? I'd be like, "Fuck you! I'm going to Bellator."
Yeah, just like he can't escape every division he goes into. He has to fight Aldo.
Motherfucking roadblock.
Oh shit!
And like Aldo, I think would beat him still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Aldo's
too
just
long,
something
man.
else.
It's the range. Like Edgar just can't deal with the range.
The
that
range,
Aldo
the explosiveness.
has.
And
Let's
Aldo,
actually go ahead and get to the rankings.
yeah,
here.
because we can actually do this up now.
So, let's go ahead and start though with Rodriguez versus Grant in welterweight.
No, we don't. We said that they weren't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, nothing there.
We're not doing that.
Nothing there. So, I don't know. Agapova Dobson we don't have to do. But Hubbard Selecki at lightweight. I do want to see for Selecki.
If there's somebody that we can.
Put him up against lightweight.
No.
Donald Cerrone's already fighting. Gregor Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gregor Gillespie could. He needs to fight.
Go. Yeah.
Every time I see him online, like he fights once a year and he just fishes.
Yeah.
The rest of the year, like, how do you have money just to go deep sea fishing all
Drew
year?
Dober got a
With what-
fight?
He doesn't.
He
but
needs
I
a
don't.
higher step up. Than,
He needs a higher step up.
Because
He's
he's-
been impressive.
Yeah.
he's been knocking dudes out.
Yeah, he's been really impressive. He needs a higher step up.
He has a chiseled like face.
Honestly,
Drew
at this
Dober.
point for Dober, I'd say give him Kevin Lee because
Fuck Kevin Lee.
Darush already has a fight.
Yeah, give him
Giuseppe,
Kevin
I'm not interested.
Islam
in.
Makhachev's
Cerrone
fighting
already has a
RDA.
fight. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Islam Makhachev's fighting that on the Khabib
Yeah,
card.
so give Drew Dober, Kevin Lee, or Ali Quinta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then if Kevin Lee loses that fight, send him fucking somewhere else.
Bellator, here you come.
Yep. Goodbye,
So he could
Kevin
lose the fucking champion there because he probably won't ever be champion anywhere.
Yeah.
Lee. Fuck Kevin Lee.
But so I those are the two fights I'd probably like to see for actually the one fight for Selecki I think is Giuseppe, and then just because we threw Drew Dober in there, Kevin Lee or Ali Quinta, I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
I don't know if Quinta's even fighting either anymore.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a
the
successful realtor,
Yeah.
man.
The UFC's having to make a good bit of cuts because they're bringing a lot of people up from that.
Contender series, and they've
series
been.
and stuff.
I need to start watching that.
I guess
'cause
there's these two brothers to watch out
Yeah.
for. That's what I heard.
they both got contracts on the same night.
Right.
They've given away a lot of contracts so far this season,
So
man.
they're-
People are
yeah.
coming out fucking fighting, lots of finishes.
They're gonna have to.
I gotta
get
start
rid of
watching
some
that.
people,
Yeah, me too.
So hopefully Kevin Lee's on the fucking shop.
Yeah, it's like the Ultimate Fighter, but with less of the bullshit drama.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, because they do give you the background story, but it's a quick background story before they fight.
You know they are. You're kind
Yeah.
of involved in like there's there's some motion behind.
Less fucking
the
real
story.
world.
Yeah.
More fights.
And plus, it's actually a better simulation of fights because you think about the Ultimate Fighter and it's so irregular, like being stuck in a house, training every day with all the teammates.
Mhm.
You got to make all these weight cuts in X amount
I'm
of
gonna
time.
beat you up.
Like that's
Yeah.
not fucking. That's not how you fight.
ridiculous, yeah.
That's not even real
It's
life.
not an
Well, and it is,
environment.
and they typically end up fighting above their weight
Because
class
you get
because of
cut.
the weight because of the weight
Yeah.
cuts. Like Rashad Evans won the heavyweight season,
Yeah.
and then always fought at light heavyweight.
Right.
You know, so which was crazy. He won that because everybody else was
huge.
way bigger than
Yeah.
him.
But the heavyweights back then, like low level heavyweights, that terrible. Just
Yeah.
even the Kimbo Slice season, just like awful. The worst people, like
Yeah.
James McSweeney.
No wonder Roy
shit like
Nelson
that.
James
fucked
McSweeney.
everybody up.
Yeah, well, Roy Nelson just crucifixed everybody
Yeah.
until the final
Fucking-
fight.
It's a walk in the park for Roy Nelson.
It was the easiest fights of his whole life.
Did you guys? Did you guys see his? He fought in Bellator like a few weeks ago. He looked terrible.
Yeah, well, dude,
he's-
you can't keep up maintaining high level fighting with that kind of body.
No, at
And
43
be,
too.
that old.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. When you're
Yeah.
that old and you've got that kind of body, like you got to start getting in shape, man, if you want to keep fighting. Otherwise, just hang it up.
Yeah.
Go to jiu-jitsu tournaments. You're a great jiu-jitsu
Or become a
practitioner.
coach or something like that, or do
I
something
think
else.
they should
Yeah.
put him on the mic, man, somewhere.
Mhm.
I like Roy
I've
Nelson.
never. I don't know if I've ever heard him talk.
Just all of his post-fight stuff. It's always really
He's
good.
always like, I
And
like
he's
his
gotta be-
opinions and stuff.
He's got high level IQ. Like before
Yeah.
he got to the UFC, he was known for his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. He
and
beat
his-
Frank Mir in a grappling tournament.
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
he's a beast. I mean, it shows when he crucifixed every single person in the house until the last fight on the Ultimate Fighter.
He just this body like he can't take people down because he's not explosive and his wrestling isn't there because his body
It's
frame.
over, man. He's
Yeah.
43 years old.
Yeah. Well, also though, like, hey, I mean, you're not gonna make any run anywhere, so just be fat, show up for a paycheck, try to knock somebody out with a big overhand right, Just
Right.
fucking collect your check until they don't want to give it to you anymore.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like at this
Yeah.
point. you know.
Real quick, speaking on that, on the Bellator as well, I love that they were saying that they had the best heavyweight class now that John Jones was moving up, and then their champion gets fucked up.
The guy he lost to though is awesome.
I'm not saying he's not,
Yeah.
but it's just hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because even Bader was saying, I'm now probably the best light
Yeah,
heavyweight
he got
since
fucked
John
up.
Jones moved up, and you got fucking destroyed.
But then like it's weird because I actually watched that fight live, and like Bader looked real tentative. He looked sort of how he looked against Anthony Johnson. We were like this kind of like scared to engage.
Rumble's coming.
I know,
Yeah.
I got that in the news.
Yeah. But and like I was watching the fights
It's actually
last
what I
night.
just added.
I was watching the fights last night in the Smith and Rakic card, but watching them, it's like, dude, I don't know why. Like I wouldn't say that they could beat Nemkov. And it's like they both look good enough. Like, Smith looked terrible actually, but
Yeah.
it was like head and shoulders. Like Nemkov would lose to anyone in the UFC. He would be competitive.
Yeah, I believe he would be. He looked impressive.
Yeah.
I just saw the highlights.
Dude,
but I mean,
he's explosive. His
he was
striking is
destroyed.
But
Yeah.
the division is not.
No.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
I
Caliber.
I mean, they have Corey Anderson, who's like what top 5, top 10, maybe.
Right.
Like he's a decent heavyweight for the division.
Yeah,
I don't like him personally, but
Phil Davis.
he's also like just a name.
Yeah,
But
he's a name. They're going to do good in Bellator, but they were both proven not to be able to be all that successful in the UFC.
I thought Phil Davis was going to be better than what he was.
he had the frame and like the athleticism, but his striking never came along in
Yeah.
such a way that would make him a threat to anybody.
Yeah, but I just thought he moved as far as his wrestling, man.
he had the
his
weirdest
frame.
torso.
Yeah.
The weirdest torso, man. Like the smallest waist and then the
biggest-
widest
Yeah,
shoulder.
I thought
Yeah.
that was going to be a problem for people, though.
I remember like
He looked like he had wigs.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
You know.
I feel like the Rashad Evans fight like
Yeah.
built like destroyed his confidence whenever like Rashad just beat the shit out of him and like just like schooled him in wrestling and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. And like that he wasn't young, but a loss that young can like destroy your confidence too. But
Well, as usual, we got off track.
yeah.
So let's see who Munhoz should fight. So we're going up to what, bantamweight?
Yeah, he probably should fight. There you go. He can fight Rob Font,
He could fight Jose Aldo,
maybe Dominic Cruz.
Jimmy Rivera, Dominic Cruz.
Stop Dominic Cruz.
I mean, he's there. I hate seeing the name because like this is my gripe every week looking at these because if your name's there, I'm annoyed you're there if you're not a real fighter
Yeah.
anymore.
Honestly, though, Dominic Cruz versus Pedro Munhoz makes a lot of sense. It's somebody that he might be willing to fight because it's not as that low ranked, and they're both coming off a loss.
Yeah.
A Sun Sal.
Yeah, a Sun Sal, any one of those guys. For
And
Frankie,
See, like there's
there's nobody
there.
he can fight.
Yeah, because everyone's
all locked
matched up.
up.
He has to go backwards, and like there's Aldo right behind him now.
No,
Stop.
No, don't do that.
And then like,
Don't
but
do
like,
that to Edgar, dude.
okay, see, but, like risk versus reward. You have somebody like Jimmy Rivera who's a tough out. He's generally skilled, young dude. Or you have someone like Dominic Cruz. He'd be fighting 11, but whenever Dominic Cruz does more for Frankie Edgar than
that's what I'm
somebody like
saying.
Jimmy
If
Rivera.
Cruz is willing
true.
to fight,
You know.
I'd like to
It's
see
true.
the Edgar.
Because it's like if you can't fight a name up, you got to fight a big name back.
yeah, honestly, it sucks, but that I think maybe Dominic Cruz is the right fight.
Yeah, because like Rob Font like is a good fight too, but like he's not a name and he's
It's
backwards.
good for both
Yeah.
of them.
If you're gonna go back, go for the
you
name.
could headline a card, Cruz and Edgar.
For sure, yeah, that could be easily or a nice co-main event for somebody.
Yeah,
For
a
some
real
fight.
nice co-main event for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think Dominic Cruz versus Frankie Edgar. Yeah, I think that's probably
If somebody
the fight to make.
signs on to fight, like say Cody signed on to fight, at 125 against Davison, but like take him out of the rankings instantly, dude. Let somebody come up. Like it annoys
Yeah.
me because like you can put him back in there and just guess his
Yeah.
rank later if he comes back.
Right.
But like
Just
take him
remove
out.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah, or like somebody like Nate Diaz at 170. Take him out. Like he's out.
Right.
Yeah, stop.
I'd say right now it's okay to keep him in there because he actually isn't. The fight isn't for sure happening because something could happen, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the fight doesn't end up happening. Then he fights in his weight class instead.
At least it's a fight night though. If there's
On fight night,
yeah,
once
take
the
him
fight
out.
takes
Take him out.
place, get him out.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
'Cause
Yeah,
I don't think you should be able to clog unless you're actively fighting in both divisions. You can't clog both rankings up with a high ranking. I feel like it's more of a disservice to the fighters that actually fight in divisions to put work in
yeah,
than you are just like moonlighting in different divisions.
yeah. I agree. All right, so the next fight card is Fight Night Smith versus Rakic, and we'll start with Lamas versus Alagio.
Yeah, Bill Algio.
Algio?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a great fight.
It was a good fight, man. I really enjoyed it. At first, I was like, Lamas looks like he's just outclassing this guy,
Yeah.
and
He
then
He
all
did
of a
for little
sudden,
bit. It was closer than the first round. But
Brandon
Yeah.
tuned in like third round. I was like, dude, go back and watch.
Yeah, I
the
watched
first
it
two
today. I
rounds
watched
of
the
this
first two
fight.
rounds.
awesome.
It was an excellent fight. And actually, I was actually impressed by Algeo, however you say his name.
Yeah.
He showed some promise.
Nice. Yeah. And
Man, it was.
There's a lot of potential there.
It's like high level striking, but like just sloppy enough to where they could both get through. Like
and land good clean
it
shots.
was good.
That's pretty much what I saw there. I was like, my biggest takeaway from it was there's a lot of potential for Bill Algeo, however you say his name, and that's, to me, that was the thing, is he needed to just clean it up a little bit. It was a little bit sloppy, but it was good. It was creative.
Both of them.
Yeah.
And that experience for Lamas too, like digging down deep in the third round and wrestling.
Dominating the
and
third round.
He showed some good ground and pound too in the third round. It's good.
Yeah.
He was threatening.
As soon as he got to the ground, he really started fucking. He was dominating ground and pound from full guard.
Yeah.
Which you don't see that often anymore.
Look at the amount of strikes landed. There's a lot.
and like I feel like a soft come in for somebody like Bill, like coming in, like if you beat Lamas, it's great, but like if you lose too, it's also good because you get the experience in somebody who has been in the UFC for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like you lost, but like, you know, it shows you more in a loss sometimes than it does in a win.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have put Lamas out with that knee that he hit him with in the second round,
He almost did. There was a couple times I felt like
that knee, he was lost.
I felt like a couple times Algeo had him on the ropes and like didn't pursue
shot for the
it.
takedown. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That knee was kind of the craziest thing though, because from the angle that it initially happened at, you couldn't really see what happened.
Because it was straight up.
Right, and I felt like that's how Lamas felt too. Like I feel like that's why he turned
see it.
away. He was rocked, and he was like, "What hit
the
me?
hell?"
I don't understand what just happened."
Right.
He didn't even see that knee hit his chin at all.
Lamas he had some creative kicks too. I mean, they were coming from all angles.
Right.
Yeah.
And Lamas is 38, but he doesn't look that bad for his age.
No, it doesn't look like he doesn't belong fighting.
I mean, yeah, like he could probably continue for another 2 years. Not be, you know, I just feel like, you know, he's not as top tier as he was, but that maybe because the divisions moved on past him too. You know, you get somebody from the WEC days, their style looks kind of stagnant in comparison to somebody.
How old's Algeo? Because I'm excited for him, man.
Click on Algeo.
If he's
how old he is.
He's a young guy, man. He's got a lot of potential.
See if it says it. Does it say it in this page?
Probably not.
That seems weird.
Oh,
31.
31.
Yeah, he's young enough.
He's young enough, especially
years
depending,
puts them together.
depending on how long he's been fighting.
Young enough to
Yeah.
make me feel like a piece of shit for my achievements in life, right? Being 32.
Like, what the fuck have I done?
Whenever you see younger and younger fighters come up, you're just like, fuck, you know, like it makes you feel weird being like an old man watching like 22-year-olds fight now. You're like, oh.
It used to be, can you believe these guys are the same age as me?
Yeah.
And now you're like, fuck, man, I did
Yeah.
nothing with my life.
Now there's like Chase Hooper who's like 18 years old. You're like,
right.
right, well.
Like, dick.
football, you know what I mean? They come out 21 and they're just huge. Like,
it's like yoked and fucking just like prime like specimen of a person.
yeah.
I actually saw Brandon Shaw was actually saying that the reason heavyweights tend to be a little bit less skilled in the lower weight classes is because most of them
Football.
They go football, basketball.
'Cause
They
it's the
have
money.
all the top sports. They initially try to go for that.
Yeah.
When you're 125 pounder, 145 pounder, 155 pounder.
Soccer, maybe.
Yeah, maybe soccer, but you're not going to be trying to be in the NFL or the NBA.
Right.
You know.
Well, that was I always kind of wanted to play a sport, but I was kind of too small. If fighting would have been like where it's at right
As
now,
big.
when I was a child, this is what I would have wanted to do.
Yeah, I guarantee you, I would have at least taken classes.
But
Yeah.
but it's also you think about somebody like the fighters we know of that's been training since they're young, like Rory McDonald.
Yeah.
I think there's a few other fighters that float around like that. They get burnt out young. Like Rory McDonald's probably 31, and he's like shot.
Mm-hmm.
And, like so, your career is actually
Been through some wars,
yeah,
though, too.
yeah. But like
Wars.
if you've been fighting since 15 and actually making your pro debut at 16, that's 15 years on your you know your wear and tear of your body and training camps. So it's actually I think there's a right spot to start where you can be successful. And if it's too late, your chances go down. But if it's too early, if you don't succeed early on,
You're going to be burnt out,
Yeah.
even though you might still have some
Right.
fight miles on you.
yeah, it's just like it's sad to see someone like Rory, who's the same age as this guy. This guy just got the UFC. I don't know if he's gonna be champion,
Right.
but like he
But
has
he's
more
got-
of a
but he's got
career.
promise.
Right.
You
Yeah,
think
Rory
of
has a
Rory
year
as
left,
Like,
maybe.
oh, he's old and worn
Yeah.
out.
Right.
But yeah, there was no like when I was young, you know, there was no like path to like, okay, I'm gonna be a famous, you know, I'm gonna make millions, be famous fighter. It
Yeah,
just
it's
wasn't a thing. When
Boxing
I was,
was
a
the
kid.
only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I never really had much interest in boxing.
No, me neither.
I enjoy watching boxing now, but I never would have been like, oh, I want to be a
That's
boxer.
what I want to do.
But like
yeah.
when I was young, if MMA would have been bigger, I think I would have been like, man, I want to fight
do
MMA.
that for sure.
Well, I feel like boxing though, it seems more like when I was little, it seemed like it's so impossible to get to there.
Yeah.
Like, but now like you see the nuts and bolts of like MMA and like the scenes of it, and you sort of see regional scenes, and you can see the path.
It's attainable.
Yeah. When I was little at boxing,
I know a guy who's fought in the UFC. You know?
Right.
Who is it?
Stansbury.
Stansbury, yeah.
Yeah. And I've had conversations with people who have fought in the UFC. Brief conversation with Kama Worthy and an actual conversation with Chaka Worthy. And Chaka Worthy's, he was supposed to have his Bellator debut and it got canceled.
I talked to Joseph Benavides on Instagram about music before.
Nice. That's really cool.
Like for like a minute, yeah. There was like just like a few messages back and forth.
We're so popular.
I know.
Yeah.
He's
Name
practically
drops.
he's like my BFF practically.
We have connections.
Yeah. These guys will never actually come in the studio probably, but
Well, you'd have to find Joe Benavides in the Shadow Realm still.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to Justin
still.
Steve. I want to get Justin Steve on the podcast. He's got a lot of connections in the fight world, and I actually know him pretty well. I talk to him fairly frequently at Garden Grill.
If you
Good
want
guy.
your child to become a UFC star, make them start wrestling.
Yeah.
immediately.
And actually, Brandon Hinkle, I think there's a really high possibility Brandon Hinkle is going to come on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And he fought in the UFC.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's I know the people who train in that Cayman Weirton, that what's the name of that MMA gym?
Superfly MMA.
Yeah. I know that.
I can get Devin on the podcast for sure, the guy that owns that place.
Right, and I know that they've trained with like Mark Coleman in Ohio. I think
Yeah.
Matt Brown and Mark Coleman in like towards Columbus area.
I'm pretty sure Devin fought pro, just not UFC
I know.
level.
I got a guy who's been. He's fought amateur fights a lot.
Yeah.
He told me he wanted to come on one day.
Yeah, fuck it. Anybody
Give us
like
some
that, we'll
guests.
talk to him for
Right.
sure. All right, so let's move on to the next fight. It was Kim versus Grasso.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
I kind of enjoyed the fight. I mean, it did, unfortunately for Kim, look like she was outclassed in the striking game.
Her striking looked good though.
Her striking looked really fucking good.
Yeah.
But one thing I did want to say about Kim, stone cold. Her face literally never changed.
Yeah.
Like her facial expression.
Yeah, pow,
she got punched in the
pow.
face, looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Punched in the
I
face
was
3
surprised,
times,
like,
look exactly the same.
Grasso doesn't have much head movement. I'm surprised Kim didn't take advantage of
Yeah.
that.
She was just looking for a counter
Yeah.
the whole time until the final
She
round.
looked slower too.
Yeah, she definitely looked slower. She looked like she had some power in her hands, but she just couldn't string any punches togetger.
Not enough to really change the course of the fight.
Yeah, but it was, to me, it was a pretty clear
Some
decision for
people
Grasso.
use that counter shit to a fault though, where it's like you have to have.
If you can't lead, yeah.
Yeah, I like how they're both ranked number 14.
Yeah.
The UFC website.
That's cute.
Cute.
It's the cute,
That's
cute notion
cute.
of them.
How quaint.
Fire. I like Kim's name though. Fire Fist. What is she from Avatar?
Yeah. I think it's a little overstatement on someone's behalf for her. Like, if I saw her fight, I wouldn't think fire.
Did her
Fist.
coach give her that nickname? But it was a fun fight. I actually enjoyed it.
Grasso's pretty well rounded.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Actually, this is the perfect example. I was like, man, I'm kind of excited for this Grasso girl. Like, what? Who's the champion in her weight class? Oh, Shevchenko.
Yeah. Just like the final boss that
You're
you
not getting past these women's champs. dude.
just you had to like level up for
Right.
years and hope that she gets old overnight somehow.
Right.
That's
I'd be like,
basically waiting.
listen, my plan is to fight for the belt in about 5 to 6
Yeah.
years.
How old is Shevchenko?
Shevchenko, I think, is probably like 31. I'm gonna guess.
Dude,
Gonna guess? Jay, can you pull that up for us real quick? Just look up
Valentina
like her
Shevchenko,
Wikipedia.
yeah.
If she was like 28, it's like, oh man, she's gonna reign
one?
for.
It's neither one of them.
It's
Look up-
Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, so
it's
like-
VALENTINA
Oh.
and
yeah.
SHEV.
There, you see it right there. Yep. Just want to see how old she is here. 32 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so 5 or 6 years. Just wait it out.
Yeah.
She's
I mean,
wait it out.
ain't
My
going
thing is
nowhere,
though,
dude.
if she wins a few more fights, I could see her just retiring because there's no other challenges. Unless you just stick around for the money.
Or just
she
go up
loves fighting,
or
man.
try
Yeah,
to,
she does, yeah.
or try to fight for one of the other belts, even
Yeah.
though you like if she moves up, who's her move up?
Nunes.
If she moves
Well-
up and loses to Nunes, all well and
She already
good.
lost twice
I mean,
though.
it's-
So
Yeah, but still, like
I mean,
if you're
Nunes hasn't won the fight either, anyways.
yeah.
Like
Although there is a fight announcement for Amanda Nunes.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get there.
Yeah. I know what it is, but it's not that enticing. But
No, I mean I'll watch it because I
Yeah.
love her. But
All
anyway,
the money of it.
so Kim versus Grasso. I mean that's pretty much what we got from that. Next one, Robbie Lawler versus Neil Magny. Robbie Lawler completely outclassed
Yeah.
Neil Magny on a nice little run, and honestly, he keeps looking better. Like
Yeah,
the
he
last
looked-
fight looked not quite as good. This fight, he
The
looked
Neil
really
Magny?
good in
This
every
is
aspect.
The best
Yeah, Neil
Magny
Magny.
I've seen,
yeah,
Yeah.
People were shitting on him of like being boring, but like he shut him down in every facet.
I didn't
of the
even
game.
think it was boring to be
I put
honest.
$10 on Lawler because it was like he was a big underdog, and I'm like, hey, you
Which
know.
coming into the fight, I thought was crazy. Like, how's he that
Yeah.
big of an underdog? And then he just gets dominated.
Well,
in
he
every aspect.
he just doesn't seem to be in the fight at all anymore.
Yeah. Well, and what possessed him to try to go for a takedown?
I don't
He had him
know.
up against the fence.
I felt like he was doing well every time they were in exchanges. Magny's got that kind of like John Jones body though, where it's just like the defense is it's just so hard to do anything to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a good understanding of like range.
Yeah.
Where like he's not completely in the pocket. Like I feel like Lawler was whiffing on a lot of his punches that he would try to like. His timing seemed off too. He'd get a strike and his like punches seem off
Yeah.
timing wise.
He was doing a weird thing with his front hand too. He just kept it like really extended out, but in like a hook position.
He was trying to gauge distance, but it didn't seem to be working. For him.
No, it didn't look good. Honestly, Neil Magny seems like even though he's been fighting for a little while now, he looks like he's just now coming into his prime.
Yeah, he's only like 31 or 32. He's
Yeah.
pretty young for.
Yeah.
But still, for how long he's been fighting to just be hitting your prime, like to me, he looks good. Like he needs to face a decent competition.
Yeah.
He's on an impressive 3-fight
I mean,
streak.
and he has some
Yeah.
good wins in the UFC too. It's not like he's like he's lost to only really the top guys.
Yeah, and actually, a crazy stat: he has the second most wins in the
GSP,
division
right?
to GSP.
17 wins.
Yeah, he's only 2 wins away.
He's
from
gonna
tying.
break. He's gonna break that for
I don't
sure.
see
Yeah,
him
for
beating
sure.
the top 3, but he's put himself in a position where it's like he's a great gatekeeper.
Yeah,
you know,
but
maybe-
we say that now that he might not be able to. But it seems like he keeps getting better each fight
Right.
recently.
And then you think about somebody like you say a Colby versus a Neil Magny. I would bet on Colby, but also there's ways in which I could see Neil Magny completely winning that fight.
Yeah, keeping
because
him at a distance.
yeah,
with
and
with the wrestling.
his
he
grab
did,
his grappling's so good, and like Colby's not gonna knock him out.
No,
He's just not
Yeah.
gonna, and like he looks strong as
But
shit in the
isn't Colby
clinch.
supposed
Yeah,
to be a
strong
really-
as shit in the
Isn't
clinch.
Colby supposed to be a really good wrestler himself?
He is too, but like he's huge and he seems
He's
to be a good
huge, and he
wrestler.
seems
That's why I
like he'd
said he's
probably
got
have a
that-
great takedown
He's got
defense.
that John Jones build that
Yeah.
just makes him hard to deal with.
Yeah,
Right.
I was really impressed by Neil Magny.
And
man.
his elbows in the clinch look really good.
Yeah,
Pretty like that knee looked brutal.
his strikes at distance looked really
The
good.
jab was awesome.
Yeah, the
on
jab was
point.
great. And then the grappling, I mean, just outclassing him all around. He was doing some weird things when he had his back. I felt like he should have been going for a rear
Yeah,
naked, but he kept
yeah.
leaving the arm in
Yeah,
on
he-
purpose.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I don't know why he wasn't like gunning for just choking him out. Like,
Yeah.
it seemed
Then
like
all of a sudden
let
he was
lot
going
of it
for a
go.
twister.
That felt like I was like he might have just fucked up there. It felt like he was just trying to impress or something there,
Yeah.
like, and it
Yeah.
didn't work out. Like
But it was extremely
I thought
one-sided
he
fight.
got a little cocky there or something when he was trying to get for that twister.
I feel like Lawler probably should just. He seemed to be like showing up for a paycheck now.
Yeah, but what sucks is like with a lot of the fighters that are like legends, you know that they're destined for the booth and or doing some kind
I don't know what he'll do.
some kind of talk. I don't know what he'll do.
Yeah, because
I have no
Train.
clue.
He has-
yeah, coach people maybe.
but like he doesn't seem social.
No, he doesn't seem social.
like
He doesn't seem to have like top-notch communication skills.
yeah, like, yeah, like it just I feel like he's just gonna go into like wood cutting or something. Just like he's just gonna completely leave MMA. And,
Backyard brawls.
He's
Yeah.
a barbarian, dude.
but like, yeah, because I don't even think of like I can't think of somebody just based on how he's fought in his last few fights. I don't know who he'll beat in the top 10 anymore.
Yeah,
Like he
I
just
agree.
he just has no like trigger to pull anymore.
Yeah, and I gotta say,
You join our
he maybe
podcast.
has the.
Yeah.
We were talking about like
I would be
tattoos in
afraid to be
MMA. He actually might have the worst tattoo in MMA, the tramp stamp on his back. I don't even know what it is. See if you can look up Robbie Lawler back tattoo.
I have a
It's so bad. It's so bad.
You mean just pull up his search history from his own phone? Right? He's hadn't searched for that before.
like I want to know. I want to know
I have a tramp stamp.
what the hell it is. Go to images, see if we can see it in there. That's not his back.
That's not good either. But
No. Like, what is that? Is that just a giant symbol
guy
that you
on a
can't even...
snowboard?
Like, is the rest of the symbol actually on his ass?
I hope so.
Like, what is that?
Pull up his ass. Pull up Robbie Lawler's ass. See if you
Pull
can
up
find
his
it.
ass.
It's so weird.
Playgirl issue of him.
Like
in it.
with all the money you've had to have made in MMA, you'd never thought like, hey, let's do something about this.
Yeah.
Like even if it was
you
just
could turn that into
removal.
something cool if you a whole back piece.
like a
Broken
raccoon
deer
climbing out of your
antlers.
asshole. I don't know. Anything would be better than what's going on.
I thought he
there.
fought that lost that fight to Condit, by the way, when I watched it. I remember that was a
Is
close
it
ass
broken
fight.
deer antlers? What the fuck is it?
I don't know.
And like I said, that's so generic. You could turn that into anything. Just make a whole back piece.
It's insane. It's not even filled in.
Yeah.
Like you literally did nothing. And actually, the line work is shit. If you look at it closely, it's bad.
Pull up his ass.
That might be the worst tattoo in the UFC. Congratulations, Robbie Lawler.
It's the most perplexing. Yeah, like it's maybe not the
Certainly
worst
that.
aesthetically. It just there's a lot more questions than I want about Robbie Lawler's ass area. you know?
Yeah. right. Oh my God! All right, let's move on to the next fight.
We just do the whole podcast on that. Just on his tattoos.
Smith versus Rakic. Smith again, another to me kind of
Underwhelming.
top notch fighter,
$50 on
completely
that one.
outclassed.
Yeah.
Completely outclassed.
I have to think of something that might be mental for Smith.
Yeah, he was also manhandled, man.
Yeah.
I lost $50.
I don't know if he needs to
Do you
switch.
lose that, do you bet put that much
Both
money
of
on?
them. Oh, well, Smith was just a big underdog, and I'm like, you know, Smith's a comeback kid. You know,
Yeah,
he
and
could come out looking really
and you're
good.
thinking because of one fight, he's this big
Yeah.
of an underdog.
No,
Like,
but
Yeah.
he's lost like 14 times though. So like
right. But
you're
I'm
like,
saying from
and I mean,
recent,
he did grind out a decision, but he was just overwhelmed, man. The whole
he looked
time.
overwhelmed. It looked like he got manhandled. It looked like there was just nothing to do. Like what, 4 or 5 leg kicks destroyed his
Oh
leg.
man, those
Yeah.
leg kicks. were
Destroyed his leg.
those are nasty though.
Yeah.
And like I don't know how he landed 40 strikes. Like I don't know where that was.
Yeah, I have no clue. It must have been like when he was
On the
like
ground.
on the ground,
Just
throwing
like doing-
punches up.
Yeah. I always hate when people do that because I'm like thinking to myself, what is it just to bother them?
Aside
and
from-
points.
Aside from
You
taking
know.
the leg kicks, I thought he looked good on the feet, boxing wise, with him. But
It was. I mean, he
didn't
kind
get
of
an
got clipped
opportunity
too.
to do much of it. You know?
Yeah.
He got clipped and he didn't seem like he was prepared to grapple at all.
And honestly, now that I'm looking, a runner-up for worst tattoo with that new chest piece. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
No, this guy.
Yeah, I
Anthony
know.
Smith.
I was
Like,
looking
what
at him
is
too.
that?
Though.
Yeah, he was impressed by his muscles.
But yeah, I
They're so close to my face. It's hard.
really let down. I love Anthony Smith. I love Robbie Lawler. Both these guys just got
I think
outclassed.
how do you say his
Rakic?
name?
Rakic?
Yeah.
He's shown now that he can fight in every area, though.
Yeah.
Like he's impressed in all areas. In his last few fights, he had
Do-
that highlight kick.
You
Yeah.
seen the knockout with Jimmy Manuel? Have you seen that?
I did. You know what? I did see that. I just didn't know it was him.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the kick, right?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
he like sort of does like a punch combination and with a kick and just like pace him.
Yeah.
You should bring it up if you can because it's really it's worth watching.
You know, and he totally out
Can
wrestles.
you bring up Rakic versus Manuel, MANUWA?
He comes in and totally out wrestles Anthony Smith, who was probably pretty motivated for this fight.
Had to be motivated
and, like,
for this
I
fight.
feel
He
like-
just lost teeth in his last
Yeah.
fight.
And I feel like he fucking wrestled him better than John Jones did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
because John Jones did that, but like I think Anthony Smith got up a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, because I've only watched that fight once when it happened.
That's perfect right there.
Yeah, but like I've only watched that fight once.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's a nasty combo.
Yeah.
I think he's dangerous, man.
Yeah. I agree. All right, go ahead and back out of this
Yeah.
because we don't want to get. I don't know if everybody
And,
knows
you
this,
know-
but we did get flagged.
Did we?
Yeah, we got
The
flagged from
first
when we watched that one round at the
That's
beginning.
hilarious.
Yeah, we got.
That's
flagged.
not hilarious, but
I had to bring it. I had to like edit it out.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I certainly wasn't doubting Rakic when I put that money down on Smith. I knew he was dangerous.
Right.
But I have a lot of faith in Anthony Smith. He's a grinder, and
yeah. It's
His
just.
team wasn't there either for the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really, really unfortunate.
I don't know why that fight was 3 rounds. Not that I wanted 5 rounds for
Well,
that.
yeah.
I don't know why that was 3 rounds compared to 5.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think it was,
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
No,
I forgot to bring that up.
It was originally a co-main, and then
who was
it
the main
got-
event? I forget. Do you know?
Can't remember.
Right.
can't remember.
Because I don't remember that being the co-main. But like I just hard shuffle so often now.
Yeah.
I can't remember what was originally scheduled.
But
Right.
yeah, it had to be 3 rounds because they didn't train for a 5-round fight was the issue.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like Rakic could have finished him if he
stood up. Yeah, because his leg was destroyed.
And like he was gassed, and like he probably could have finished it with punches.
I don't
Yeah,
know
he
though,
should have got up
because-
and made more of a
Spectacle.
in order to try to jump, because he called for a title shot afterwards.
It's
Like,
like,
come on,
that's
man.
insane.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think Ratches wanted that because Anthony Smith did come out like at the beginning of one of the rounds and laid a pretty heavy shot on him. Like, he fucking foul. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you could do that to somebody and not get punched,
Right,
Yeah.
it's hard to blame them. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But if you
Also-
want to if you want to try to call out, you need a title
Yeah.
shot after that, then you should have
I don't
edited it
think
more.
he's-
He's not
Yeah.
ready for
be,
that.
Be
Man.
more self-aware of what you just did too. Don't
Yeah.
ask for a title shot after wrestling somebody for 3 rounds.
Yeah,
I
Like-
mean, he's definitely a guy that's like getting into the picture.
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah.
you know, you need at least one. You beat one top 5 guy, you know, in a highlight reel fashion, maybe.
yeah.
But probably 2 fights, you know.
Mhm.
I feel like John Jones stepping down opens the division up a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a lot more. It's going to
Yeah.
be way more entertaining. I think me and Kyle texted about it as soon as it happened. We were like, good. This
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
this weight division way more exciting.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's all just like waiting for everybody to get to John
Especially if
Jones and
t-
beat and shut down. And that's all that
Especially if
happens.
Jones is going to go to heavyweight. We originally were. I kind of was thinking like maybe he's done forever.
Yeah.
But
He's chasing that big
if
money
he's going
fight.
to heavyweight, then yeah, I think it's great all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it just makes it more interesting to see who's going to get there and see how. Because like everybody can sort of guess how styles match up to John Jones because he's beat every sort of style.
Right.
He's beat brawlers, you know, jiu-jitsu guys. He beat wrestlers. So it's like, you know, now like who if Reyes gets there, how does Reyes match up to
It's
all these
also
people?
not like Jones can't come back down if he's
Right.
Yeah.
decides like, hey, I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah, he
title.
can easily
No,
go back down.
these guys are coming up now. It's like I feel like they're just like you compare somebody like Rashad Evans, who is a good light heavyweight, but like Rakic just looks so much bigger, like and like
Mhm.
it's lethal. You know, Rashad was.
I think
is good.
Anthony Smith would be a problem for Rashad.
Well, he
Evans,
did
you
beat
know.
Rashad, actually.
Yeah.
But
And that's-
old Rashad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah,
And that's
prime.
actually something Anthony Smith said in since the fight. He said that he just felt like Rakic was so much bigger and so much stronger
Yeah,
than him.
he's strong as shit.
And so now he's contemplating whether or not he has to go back to
middle.
185
I think he should.
or he said or take some time off and just
Get
put
bigger.
put on weight the right
I
way.
think you should go to 185.
185 is a lot more destitute now than.
I think you should go to
205.
185.
Well, because you think about the division, and it's like you have like people like Till, and like
Yeah.
Till isn't gonna knock out Anthony Smith.
Yeah, but
Like-
do you like Anthony Smith versus Costa or Stylebender?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, but he's big, so it's like he'll have that same
But
size
I don't
advantage.
think Anthony
advantage.
Smith's a champion.
No.
Sadly, yeah, no. I think he had his run at it, and
He should have took that DQ win against John Jones.
He should have.
should've, like-
yeah.
Fuck
He's just
it.
too much of a man.
Yeah, it's like $1 million paydays you miss out for your family because you have pride. So it's good either way. Like I mean, like I'm not shitting on him for it, but
Yeah.
you know, good for his sense of like self. You know,
Yeah.
But
All right, let's go to rankings. Figure out who some of these people should fight. I'm not really going to get into Lamas, Alagio. I don't think.
no, because I mean, Lamas is probably still ranked in the top 15. I think they should just rebook that Ryan Hall fight with Lamas. He was a fill-in. Ryan Hall fell out of the
Well,
fight.
Ryan Hall, or never mind. I keep mixing him up with the other Hall.
Uriah
Uriah
Hall,
Uriah
yeah,
Hall.
Yeah, which
way
we're going to
different.
get to that too.
Uriah Hall's like a big hulking like striker that's
Yeah.
black, and Ryan Hall's a jiu-jitsu like, autistic
Jiu-jitsu.
guy or whatever.
Autistic guy. So let's go to Kim and Grasso, which is going to be women. It's going to be
125, right?
125, which Shevchenko's weight class. There you go.
She
All
could
right,
fight Macy Barber.
Macy Barber for Grossa.
Yeah, why not bring? I mean, like,
Yeah, I like
'cause
that fight. It's a bigger name. Also higher up on the food chain.
yeah, like, because I feel like that performance was just as good. Like, well, Kim's 14, so she has to go higher than that. But like, you don't need a Montana Del Rosa. Like, I mean, I can't even think of what she's done to be impressive. So
Yeah.
and that
Macy
fight's more
Barber.
recent.
You could
Yeah,
fight
that's
the other
probably pretty
Shevchenko just for namesake.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Grossa versus Macy Barber. I think that's a
Macy
nice
Barber
fight.
would be a good one.
I feel like a lot of these women in the back half don't care who they fight as long as they can all mix it up and like no one's even
They don't care
Yeah.
as long as they're not fighting
Y-
Shevchenko.
Right.
Just getting wins, you know.
yeah. Like if Andrew Lee fought Jillian Robertson, she wouldn't be bitching probably. Just like, all right, just some random fight.
More wins,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like they're all sort of ranked the same spot, but just
Right.
in a line there. You know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Kim doesn't matter. Like fight
Fight-
Jillian Robertson,
Sure.
fight whoever.
Yeah.
So then Lawler and Magny. Lawler, we pretty much discussed.
170.
Maybe call it a day. Yeah, welterweight we're looking at. Maybe just call it a day.
See, like, if Lawler's gonna stick around, he needs to fight like legacy fights.
Yeah.
Like he needs to fight people like his age
Chris
bracket and like maybe like a rematch against Tyron Woodley. If Tyron Woodley loses, just because like fuck it.
Yeah, because fuck it.
If
yeah.
they both want to fight somebody like that, but I couldn't see him beating somebody like relevant or fighting somebody that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because like even somebody like Vincente Luque would smash him, and it'd be probably brutal. It's a fight he'd want is somebody like an action fighter like that who's not going to wrestle him. But
Yeah.
I feel like it just mentally he's not there to fight somebody that's dangerous like that. He can't fight somebody that's like coming up, you know.
Magny, I think I would like to see either redo that
Jeff Neal?
or
Nate Diaz take
Chiesa.
him out. Nate Diaz take him out.
Yeah. Or Chiesa or Maya.
Yeah. Also, I think he could
Any one of
fuck
those
up
three.
Anthony Pettis. If
Yeah,
Pettis is
but
still
why
in that
go
division.
back?
And Pettis needs to go out of the division too.
If
Yeah.
Woodley wasn't fighting Covington, I'd say,
Yeah, I would watch that too.
Well, because like I feel like Magny's really good, but he's not so like he's not gonna knock somebody out.
Right.
He's just gonna outwork you.
Yeah.
And do it pretty brutally. Actually, he has good offense, but he's not such a threat that he's gonna knock somebody out.
Wonder Boy.
Well, I think the Wonder Boy fight. I think I mentioned that too to Kyle, but that'd be a good fight. Too.
Yeah, I thought that was intriguing too. I
They
did.
may nullify each
And-
other, but
Is Maya still wrestling? Like still fighting? Like
I don't know.
I can't tell.
There's a chance that he's out of that picture too.
It's like we have 3 fighters in that top 15 that like I don't think even fight in the division really. Maya I think wants to fight fucking Sanchez. I think they talked about fighting before. Yeah, which is random as hell, but
Yeah, it is random as hell. But yeah, for Magny, I like Neal, Chiesa, Maya, Thompson.
yeah, because Desanias is back down at 155 too now. He's fighting Makachev, so he's out of the division too.
Yeah, so he's out as well. And so that's really it for that. And then Smith versus Rakic. Smith, who knows what he's going to end up
It
doing.
depends if
That's
he goes
light heavy.
Yeah, 205. I'm gonna assume he stays at 205 because I think the cut to 185 is really hard on his body. He's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, you're
So-
actually going to go down. There you go, right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah,
So Smith, who knows what he's going
he
to
can
do.
maybe fight
Shogun.
the winner of Johnny Walker and Ryan Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could even match him up with, because I think the Magomed and Goliath and actually Paul Craig, any of these top bottom people here.
Paul Craig's fighting somebody. I forget
I
who.
love
Is he?
He's fighting somebody. I can't remember who it is now.
Smith versus Krylov.
Who the fuck is he fighting? Yeah, Paul Craig's fighting somebody. I can't remember who the fuck it is.
You can look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up here. But for Rakic,
Kryak or
Projaska?
Yeah, that's that maniac guy who knocked out
Yeah.
Vulcan.
Yeah, that might be a good fight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he needs to fight somebody.
Or even like, well,
Rumble
I think-
Johnson's coming back.
I think winner of Teixeira Santos is
Gets the
probably
fight.
a title fight.
Yeah, actually, Rakic versus Rumble wouldn't be bad. That I have
That's
the
a
news
scary
too that he's
fight.
coming back for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I want to get the news because I have a few thoughts on Rumble.
Yeah.
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 Talk about it.
All right, so that's pretty much it for that, right?
Yeah, but I'd like to see the Yuri Peralta fight just because I feel like that's a good style matchup. And like Yuri is insane, so he's just gonna come out and try to take his head off.
Yeah.
Ozdemir is probably.
Well, they fought and Rakic lost to Ozdemir, but it was like people thought he won, so they could rematch, I guess. But like Ozdemir needs to take a step back too. He just got knocked out, so he needs to fight probably like Misha Serkinov or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's weird because dude, these rankings are hard as fuck to figure out.
Paul Craig's fighting Shogun.
Oh, they
Oh,
made
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
Shogun's last fight, I think,
Yeah.
because they had a draw and they fought before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Right.
So we'll get to the news. So the news I have, which we probably won't. Yeah, there you go. First one, Stipe, a quote, "Francis isn't exciting to me. Already put on a 25-minute clinic on how to beat him. I want a new challenge."
He wants to fight Jones.
He
To me,
just-
that's just him
he doesn't
banking
wanna-
for the Jones fight.
I said that it was.
Right.
Those weren't even words, Kyle.
I said that he might want that.
I agree that he might want that, but I just still don't know if that's the right thing to do.
Also,
Am I going to be mad if that's the fight we get? No. But
hate
I
to
just
say it,
I just
but
hate to.
Stipe might be ducking and Ngannou a little bit there too.
I agree. I think-
who the fuck wants to fight?
Yeah, 'cause it wasn't an easy fight. Like he made it look easy, but you could tell
But
just strategically.
when you get swung on by
Yeah, it
Ngannou,
doesn't matter.
Nothing's easy about that.
Right. Yeah, to wrestle somebody that big for 25 minutes is not something you want to do twice.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
and you
it.
just don't want to take that risk.
That
of
risk of
taking
getting
that shot,
fucking
man.
clean, because big money fight with Jones, probably a big money fight with
You wanna
Ngannou
do-
too. But
yeah.
you feel like you might have a better
Jones
chance.
isn't
against
gonna knock you
Jones.
out.
Yeah, Jones isn't
He
gonna
could
knock you out.
He could outwork. You could outwork him like you could Cormier.
Jones
Cormier.
also does a lot for your legacy to win that fight.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You beat John Jones there.
Right.
And
If he beats Jones and then just retires and avoids
Yeah.
Ngannou.
yeah,
it's
you
kinda-
get to walk away the greatest.
Right. Yeah, definitely. If he beats Jones, then he definitely probably cements his argument for best heavyweight of all time.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I wonder
Even
how.
though Jones isn't a heavyweight, but you just beat the
He's
GOAT.
always been able to be big enough to be a heavyweight, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you see somebody like Gustafsson come up, they
Yeah.
have the same sort of build.
Right.
And Gustafsson looked kind of out of shape, but I feel like Jones could put on weight better,
Yeah, for sure.
put on muscle better than
Yeah.
Gus, and he seems more motivated too.
Yeah.
Because like
Well, he's been powerlifting. and shit.
I've seen Jones maybe 3 years ago when he was like powerlifting. He looked huge. He was probably on steroids for sure.
Yeah.
But he looked huge and had a six pack and was like a massive guy.
What if
Yeah.
Jones just has like scary knockout power?
Yeah.
When he gets to heavyweight.
Watch him look just like Ngannou. Like he just is- watch him look at Overeem. Like he's just like 2009 Overeem.
Everybody's like, hold on a second.
He saw us nowhere to be seen. Hasn't
Yeah.
seen Jones in years.
So I do think there's a chance Stipe is trying to avoid Francis with that, but you can't blame him with the money fight with
No.
Jones.
But, like,
also
who just-
cementing
like
the legacy.
he has already beat the guy. You
Who
know,
does
like,
Francis fight? Like it's just who's
Nobody. That's
yeah.
the
Just
thing.
wait.
I feel like you have to give Francis that fight because there's nobody else for him to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who else is he going to fight?
He'll wait.
And he's a much bigger rising star than Jones.
Well, I feel like it depends on the timetable of the fights. Because if Jones wants to take a while to put on some weight, right, and do it, and you know his body reacts best to it, that fight could be easily be made in April. They could
Right.
have this fight in December.
Yeah.
So like they could do the Jones fight, and Jones doesn't care about sitting out. He's still young enough to sit out.
Yeah.
He has money. He doesn't need to fight right now.
He's never really taken that much
Right.
damage.
But like, would Stipe want to fight before the Jones fight and jeopardize that payday?
Yeah.
Because that's scary to have the Ngannou fight and bank
Yeah.
on beating him just to fight Jones next. That's a big gamble,
No,
you know.
yeah, I wouldn't want to take that gamble. I'd want to just try the Jones fight first. If
Yeah.
I was Stipe.
Right.
I agree. That's probably a good idea for Stipe. To me, I think it really fucks over Ngannou.
Yeah, if you do the inverse, Ngannou has to take a fight in
Has
the interim.
to,
Yeah, because
yeah.
he'd be sitting out for over a full year just
Well,
waiting
who,
on Stipe.
Well, who could he fight?
That's why it's kind of fucked.
Uh,
Even like that Cormier trilogy fucked
Go
up.
to rankings real quick and for heavyweight.
Yeah, like that Cormier trilogy. How long it took to get that done with fucked up the heavyweight division. I
Because
think.
I mean, 'cause
There's
Lewis
literally
is-
nobody
Lewis
for
is
Francis
fighting-
Ngannou to fight.
Derek Lewis rematch is only and like
Lewis is fighting somebody.
He's
though.
fighting Blades.
They're fighting. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that wipes off Blades and Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Rosenstrike, he already
He just
fucking
destroyed. Cormier's not fighting. He shouldn't
Volkov
even be
just
in there.
lost
What
to
about-
Blades.
Went, okay.
Dos Santos, fuck off.
I guess the winner of Augusta, if Augusto Sakai beats Overeem next week,
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. The winner of Overeem,
dude,
Sakai.
he would have knocked out the whole fucking top 10
He's
besides
knocked out
Cormier.
everybody.
Besides Cormier,
But if Sakai does beat Overeem, it makes sense.
because he needs to step up. And
Yeah.
Francis, I mean, I wouldn't think that he would even be worried about Sakai. Like,
No.
No.
So
And
you
but
do
literally,
that.
that's why it's so hard to skip over him because he has knocked out everybody but Cormier in the top 10 almost.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't knocked out Sakai.
And
He
and
hasn't knocked
Volkov
out
isn't in a
Walter.
position to fight him, really.
I love how we're like, who is he knocked out?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
All
who
of
is he
them.
beat? It's like he's KO'd every motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not who is he beat. It's
But-
who all is he knocked out?
Sakai, it does make sense though. Say Sakai handles Overeem
say he knocks him
pretty
out
well.
pretty fast. They could
Yeah.
have a quick turnaround
I
and
think
have
that
them fight
makes
in
sense
December.
to make
Yeah.
him fight and gone.
Like I said, talk about timetables for the whatever fight gets made because the other fight has to be around it in similar timetable too to make another fight after that. It has to be
Yeah.
in a sequence that makes sense. I hate when they
3
it's
or
like
4 months at least.
right. Cormier and Stipe should have already fought in like fucking April.
Mm-hmm.
They should have fought a long time ago. Of course, COVID happened. You can't predict that, but like
Right.
it pushed everything so back and get it congested at the top of the division that it's
Yeah.
like the weed through it now is just annoying. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I would say honestly because the Lewis Blades fight is in November. If Lewis knocks out, the only way I see Lewis winning is knocking out Blades early.
Right.
If it gets past a certain amount of time, Blades is going to
Just
manhandle him.
yeah.
And so if Lewis beats Blades, I wouldn't mind seeing the rematch just because like they didn't fight the first time.
Yeah, they did.
So
Yeah, and Lewis would have a case there where it's like, man, I'm
gonna get the
kinda
title shot if I
number one
beat.
contender,
yeah.
too.
And Lewis seems to be getting better again
Yeah.
every fight.
And he has a win over Ngannou. It's not a good win.
Yeah.
It doesn't prove
Yeah.
anything, but he has a W over him.
No.
Right.
So-
Worst
But it
win of
makes
all
sense
time,
to
maybe.
make him run it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
So it's not totally like, oh, Ngannou ain't got
Right.
no one.
but like, it gives a
makes
chance for Ngannou to avenge his only other loss besides Stipe, which is obviously not.
And
really
if
a loss.
Ngannou came out and rocked Lewis's shit,
But
you know,
you
he's
can't do-
undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like no one it's hard to knock out knock out Lewis. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think
It's not an easy task.
No, but a few people have done it, but it's not like it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So
some more new news. Another quote. It's with Sean O'Malley. The first part I want to say, when his first response after the fight, I loved. It just said humbled.
right.
That was good.
Not a lot of elaboration, but
Right, but humbled.
nice sentiment.
Yeah, and then now all of a sudden O'Malley says, it sucks for me because I lost to someone who I look at as not very good. I look at him and I'm like, he's not that good, and I fucking lost to him. That's what's most frustrating. Losing to someone I know I'm better than.
See, that's kind of fucked.
That's kind of fucked. And how can you say that when no matter what you think, Cheeto has actually done more in the division than you have. He hasn't lost in 6 or 7 fights.
Yeah.
Like,
and like, I mean,
but if he truly feels like I'm a better fighter than that guy.
but there's a way to express that sentiment
Yeah, right.
without shitting on, because you shit on yourself by shitting on Cheeto. Because like, all right, your ankle was not in, like, it was fucked up.
what I do like is that he didn't bring that up at all.
No.
He said I lost him. He
Right.
called it a loss. I do like that.
But like, that's
Yeah.
also negating the fact, like, how it doesn't say how you lost. Where was your jiu-jitsu at when you're getting pounded on the ground? Your ankle's fucked up, but why couldn't you do anything on the ground at all?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't show.
I don't think he would have had the power to push off.
I agree with that. We've talked about that
but-
at length before. But
Yeah.
I think because the move you want to have is put that foot in his hip
Butterfly.
and try to
Yeah.
push him out. And
Anthony
he
Smith was kind of dealing with it, but
He didn't
his
get
wasn't
pounded out.
injured.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, I also seen another video by Sean O'Malley after the fact, and like he just said like he's still in his mind undefeated. And I'm just like,
No, come
Well,
on,
no.
get out of here.
It's like,
No,
dude-
you lost. You
Well,
lost the
I
fight.
can see what he means. Like he thinks like, okay, had that injury not happened,
Who knows?
I
But
feel like
Cheeto
I'm the
caused
better
it.
fighter. But you can express that without saying it the way you did. Like,
Yeah, and Cheeto may have caused it, but that was still kind of a freak thing to kick
Yeah.
someone in their leg and their leg
Right.
go dead.
yeah.
That's a freak thing.
I
That
mean,
doesn't
it-
happen all the time.
it happens. It happens. I mean, it's a low percentage move,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of shit that's low percentage that happens in MMA that no one's like, oh, that's fucking fluky, or doesn't, or it doesn't erase the results. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and well, regardless, I say that's a loss for O'Malley. I don't
Right.
care about that. I'm still an O'Malley fan. Don't really like this quote, because Cheeto has proven himself to be an excellent
He's-
fighter. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like you think about like when James Vick got knocked out by the up kick by Nico Price. Like how many times do you see that happen? Like but no one's like, oh, Nico Price got lucky with the up kick. It's the same idea because it's like it doesn't happen really once every fucking year, maybe once every 2
Yeah,
years.
but one is like, you threw a shot to fucking knock this guy out versus like, I don't even think Vero could have ever dreamed like when I kick this dude's leg,
It went dead.
It's gonna get dead.
But like
Yeah.
you can kick that leg enough that you can fuck it up without it going dead too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Right.
this calf
It's
kicks
happened
will-
a lot lately.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I mean. This calf kicks are a lot more effective than they were.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, if he landed 3 more of those, they might not have killed his leg to the point where it's dead, but like his striking would still be fucked up based off his base. His base would not be there for to
I
strike.
mean, not to
defensively.
take anything away from Barrett, but it is a freak fucking thing. It doesn't,
Yeah.
I don't know. But Sean O'Malley could be more humble about it and give, you should be giving Vera his props, like you prop him up and it makes you look better.
Because that rematch would
Right.
be better if you prop him up.
Say like,
Yeah, prop him up. Be like, hey, man, this
We'll
guy.
be down the line.
Like,
say-
honestly, say, hey, you know what? This guy's been on a tear in this weight division for a while. His last loss wasn't even in this division.
Excited
so
to get back with him.
I'm
Get
excited
back
to
in
get
there.
back with him.
Say
yeah.
this guy's a fucking animal, and to have an injury like that against a guy like that,
Yeah.
it fucked me.
I never
Like,
understood when people like shit on their opponents either before or after loss. Like whenever Luke Rockhold shit on Jan Blachowicz, he was like, "Oh, I don't lose to guys like him," because it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. First of
Well,
all,
he pulled the same shit with Bisbee.
And you're Luke Rockhold.
yeah. So like you look way worse, or you just beat a guy who's not very good. So either way, if you lose or win, you look like shit.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause, like either you beat a guy who's a bum, or
Yeah.
you're a bigger bum than you even
You're a
imagine.
fucking
That guy.
bum, and when I beat you, it's not gonna mean anything. For my
Right, like it's
career.
like no one knows how to fucking like cut a promo right to build somebody up and make them actually,
Yeah.
unless you're like a Chael Sonnen who's actually shitting on them
Chael's
in a
the man.
character,
Right.
That's a different story than just being like a arrogant asshole,
Yeah. So next bit of news. I don't know if it's really news or just like pipe dream type stuff from these two fighters because I don't know if the UFC would ever allow it to happen. But Pitbull, how you say it? Fier?
Yeah.
Fier and Volkanovski are really kind of
Jabbing back and forth.
jabbing back and forth and really trying to maybe push for that fight to happen.
Yeah.
A cross promotion between a Bellator champion and a UFC champion. And like Pitbull even said that he'll pay Volkanovski's payday. He will bet Dana White $1 million.
I don't think Pitbull has $1 million, to be honest. Let's
You're fighting in Bellator, bro.
like that's your house being fucking,
right. You're gonna take out a second mortgage on your house.
It's hard to say. Like, it'd be good for the UFC if Volkanovski just wipes him off the.
But if you get beat, then it's a pride situation where your champion's getting smashed by an inferior.
Does the UFC want to risk it?
It's a lot bigger risk for Dana White than just the $1 million bet. It really is.
But I think I'd do it, and I'd hope that Volkanovski wipes him up off the fucking map.
But like it's even like giving them a spotlight does more for your to hurt your brand.
But if Volkanovski wipes off the map, then Dana could just be like, dude.
Yeah, but I do think Pitbull may be the best fighter they have over there.
Yeah.
I mean, 2-division champion. He's beat bigger names, like he beat Chandler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Chandler. Dana White says that he wants to talk to Chandler, so he wants him in the UFC. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, but like the perception of like that, the perception that Volkanovski beating Pitbull would make is already there for them.
Yeah, let's look up Pitbull.
Patricia Freire, F-R-I-E-R-E.
F-R-E-I-R-E, right?
Dana just say, hey, Pitbull, we'll sign you to the UFC.
Yeah, come to the UFC then.
We'll see if you can do it.
But like, yeah, like I said, everyone already thinks that Bellator is B leagues. Like that's without the fight even happening.
Click on his Wikipedia
you know what I mean?
just so we can look at his fight. Who he's fought.
He's 33. He needs to get to the UFC if he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's old for the weight division.
Mixed martial arts record.
He's only lost to Ben Sanderson by a leg injury. Like, he got hurt. That's it.
So, big names on there. Him beating Juan Archuleta. Archuleta's a big name over there. Michael Chandler, he beat by TKO.
His last fight, yeah.
Yeah, he did lose to Benson Henderson.
His leg got hurt, and it was like a fluky win.
Yeah.
But not even in the way that O'Malley. Like, he actually did. It was actually just stopped because his leg was fucked up.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got some impressive wins on there for sure. And, so those are in 2 different weight classes as well.
But why wouldn't the UFC just sign him?
Because he's still under contract.
How much?
I don't know. I don't know what his contract is.
I feel like it's hard. If you're a champion, it's hard to get out of any contract you're in. Because I think there's probably champion clauses that you can't be courted if you're a champion. Mm-hmm. But Chandler's coming in the UFC apparently. He posted something on Instagram saying like, thanking all of his fans and that he has news for his next stage of his life. So I think he signed to somewhere. Mm-hmm. And whether it's probably fucking Eddie Alvarez versus Chandler 4 in one championship.
I was gonna say one.
It's gonna be fucking something dumb like that. But they're not even running shows really. So
no, so it wouldn't make sense to go there. You almost think it has to be UFC.
Yeah,
because they're the only ones running shows.
But them and Bellator. That USADA test is
it's gonna be a challenge.
He might get down to 135 eventually, dropping all that muscle.
He comes in, he looks just like super skinny.
Give me 9 months. I need to wean off this shit correctly. Well, I mean, like I think that Bellator only does night of the fight tests. That's all they do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a dummy test.
So the fight's going to happen no matter what, and then afterwards you may test positive.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want it ruining a fight.
Yeah,
I'm fine with doing that.
But like if you fail those, like it's a fucking dummy test. If you know when you're going to be tested on November 5th, and you have 5 months until then, like
got time to wean off, correct?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. That's like
we found a picogram.
That's like whenever.
Well, in their test, they're not going to find picograms.
No. they probably do an eye test. It's probably like, oh, you look like you're not on steroids, kind of, or you could do, but who cares?
You're fine.
How many fingers am I holding up? 2? It's good.
Good to
no
go.
Steroids here.
No steroids here.
That's like insane when you think about the testing, how strict the testing was back, or how it wasn't. Like when Josh Barnett pissed hot and like all these other fighters back in the day. Like, are you just dumb? Because now it's like you have something like Paulo Costa.
Yeah, how'd they ever fail him, you fucks?
Like, you have someone like Paulo Costa, like who,
who's passing in USADA.
Right, and I don't care if he's on steroids. He probably is.
I don't care if he is either.
But yeah, he has to have a good doctor or some good shit.
Talk about somebody not passing the eye test for a steroid. Actually, man, even though this is an eye test, we got to say no.
Yeah. You're fucking... Well, because if you see his
You're not
before...
even allowed to pee anywhere but these cups.
He probably uses Overeem's piss,
You're not even allowed to pee anywhere but in these cups.
We catch you pissing in the toilet.
You're done.
He just has jugs of piss.
We need you to save all of your pee, sir.
In his favela, or whatever, in Brazil.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
But yeah,
you can't be anywhere but in these cups.
But if you look at him on The Ultimate Fighter, he didn't look like that. Like
Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he came from the
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighter. I haven't
If-
paid
look-
attention
look
to
up-
that for so long.
can you look
Yeah,
up?
you did. He just looked like.
Can you look up Paulo
half the
Costa?
person.
Blonde hair. Can you look up blonde hair? Because there showed a picture of him before he came to UFC, and like he looks like he's in good shape, but he's not like now it's like a fucking.
Overeemed.
I don't know, dude. He looks pretty jacked.
I mean, not
Yeah.
as much.
That's pretty jacked, but
No, I mean he was big, but like,
what's that? Is there? No, those are two people, different people in the middle there.
but like I've seen pictures of him on the regional. Like this is UFC, but like even before his
What's that to the very top left one right there? Look at him. What's he look like there?
I mean that's like a fight.
Yeah.
Can you look up before UFC? Can you put just before UFC?
He's pretty thin there though.
I mean that's just more of like.
I'm glad he got rid of the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put before UFC. Because like it was like a regional like picture of him posing like this I've seen.
Oh.
Down at the bottom left,
bottom
third
right
left.
here.
Yeah,
Bottom
look at
left.
that. That's the picture I was talking about.
Right there.
Yeah, he doesn't look nearly as jacked.
He's not shredded.
No.
Like he looks like he's in good shape. Like you wouldn't say, oh, he's out of shape.
Yeah.
But he's softer.
Yeah,
He
definitely
looks-
softer. His face even looks different. Are you sure that's the same guy?
Yeah. He looks like a baby there, like a baby version,
Yeah.
of like or like a teenager before someone started lifting at all. Like he
Yeah.
looks like he doesn't lift weights in comparison.
I
To that.
wonder how old he is in that.
I think he's like 30 now, so you'd say he's probably been a pro 8 years, probably 22.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
guess. But yeah, like I mean, like it's hard to believe. Like maybe I'm not an athlete to get that shredded as an adult, like in
Yeah.
MMA training.
I will say, my brother Brad Pico, he's married to my sister.
Yeah.
He got super shredded later in
Right.
life,
Yeah,
like
you said
super
that.
shredded. Definitely not taking anything either.
Well,
He does CrossFit. He eats vegan. He's shredded.
Right, but like he got shredded and got bigger. Like
That's true.
That's like
Yeah.
that's opposite goals fitness wise.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
and shredded. That's
Yeah,
just like,
Brad might have lost a little bit of weight.
Right.
Yeah.
that's like understandable because that's all about calories and like your workouts.
Right,
and,
intake versus outtake.
but this is like training cardio. Training jiu-jitsu, boxing. This is all cardio-intensive stuff.
Right.
It's hard to put on weight. It's the same thing with Overeem.
How far away are we from the next pay-per-view?
That's September 26th.
Yeah, we still got a couple.
That's that
we'll
far?
we'll go
Damn.
through this stuff again, though, because fights keep getting announced like crazy. So we'll go through them again.
But-
and that's actually what I'm going to jump into next is fights that have been announced.
Right. Well, I was going to
but-
mention one thing. I saw a tweet, though, that because I think Adesanya said that he doesn't think USADA has been testing Paulo Costa as much, just based off of COVID and stuff. And I seen Paulo Costa tweet. He put, unfortunately for you, USADA hasn't been to Brazil, and he put a bunch of like troll faces.
That's hilarious.
I'm like,
I'm down here fucking juicing,
I'm
dude.
juicing like crazy.
I just feel like that's the best way to take steroid accusations. It's like say you're doing steroids
lean into
and then
it.
pass the test.
Yeah.
like, cause at least you're
Yeah.
funny. Like,
Right.
because if you say no, I'm on steroids, it's like okay, dude. But if you're saying I'm on steroids, you're like okay, well, I guess he admits it.
But it also would have been really funny if he said, "Are you kidding me? They only let me piss in cups."
Yeah. Either way,
Either way, hilarious.
Yeah.
Go with the joke to get around it. Don't be like, "No, man, never."
yeah,
I
all
know.
clean.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever even seen that. Even saying that before. Like he's never said I'm clean.
No,
never.
I don't. Yeah.
I've never seen an interview where he mentions being clean.
I think because everybody would look at each other like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people online posted about like
Okay.
him eating acai, like that's all he eats. Is like that's how he's so big.
it's like when Overeem said, "I just eat horse meat."
Yeah,
man."
that's it.
Yeah.
It's always the best explanation. Just one item makes you
Yeah.
50 pounds heavier in muscle.
Creatine, bro.
Yeah.
You even lift, bro? All right, so fight announcements. Hermanson versus Till. I'm definitely excited for that.
I hope Till
Why?
dude. Till,
This is more just fight
Till
announcements, not cards.
Till actually needs a step back. I feel
But
like this is a
thought
bigger
her-
step
I
up.
thought Hermanson was kind of like.
Actually, Rakic would be good, Jacob.
Shouldn't Hermanson be
And
going
this
up?
is middleweight.
Middleweight's yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Hermanson be getting a fight higher?
But the
up
problem is there's
until-
nobody for him to fight higher. It's Canadier is fighting
Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker.
So Till's-
Costa is fighting the champion.
Till's knee checks out. Okay.
It'd be better for him to fight Brunson, really, with Brunson coming off of a win.
And I feel like Till should fight way back than because he sort of
Yeah.
he didn't fluke the win against Gastelum, but he didn't look great. It's not like he decimated him. He basically shut him down with a clinch, which is impressive enough, but also it's a not the greatest win.
But you know what? Actually, for Till coming off a loss, what's crazy is the only fights that I think make sense for him are Derek Brunson, Shabazian, There you go.
Yeah. Well, Uriah Hall's
It's
fighting
not
Anderson
Weidman.
Silva.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We're going to get to
Yeah.
that as well. But because you're not Weidman, no, get out of here with that nonsense.
I mean, but like what? It's the same thing with the fucking Edgar thing, where like a Shabazian doesn't do as much for Darren Till as a knockout over Weidman, who is a champion.
I agree with it in the previous scenario. I don't agree with it this scenario because of how Chris Weidman looked at his last fight.
Yeah.
I think everybody's like, don't fight Weidman.
I
Man.
thought
That's
Till
absurd.
blew a fucking ACL or something.
Yeah, who knows how long he's gonna be out? I don't know.
Well, they're scheduling a fight.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, the fight is scheduled, so
See, it's like I don't know. I feel like middleweight's weird too with the rankings and the matchups they do, because like Uriah Hall realistically should be fighting somebody not Anderson Silva.
Who's Cannonier fighting again?
True.
Whitaker.
Whitaker.
Uriah Hall needs to fight somebody in the division that's actually ranked. Like he's fucking sitting at number 9 fighting 45-year-old Anderson Silva, which I like the fight really. Like,
We might as well just talk about that. Uriah Hall Silva.
Yeah, but I think Jack Hermanson should. Hermanson, it would make more sense for him to fight Derek Brunson. Brunson coming off a win.
Yeah.
And like Derek Brunson's stock is higher
Right.
now than fucking Till is.
Yeah.
Like in my mind,
if Hermanson beat Brunson, you're like you got to be a number 1 contender.
Yeah.
or like
point.
fighting
Either the winner or loser of that top
And
fight
it would
or
do a
the
lot
loser of
for-
the championship
it would
fight.
do a lot
one
for
of those.
Brunson should he win Hermanson. That
Yeah.
would put him right up there.
I feel like
Right.
a lot of this rankings doesn't show like it's like you see their name and you see the number and you know the matchup, but like it also do with like public perception and how well people are streaking and like descending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have somebody like Brunson, he's streaking more now than he was. You know, like he just is streaking higher.
Yeah.
So he looks like a bigger threat in the division, and a bigger name.
Yeah.
So he didn't look like that a fight ago, but now he won that last fight and he looked good in it.
Yeah.
Now he looks like a different person in the division than he did. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like it's hard to quantify that because it's like, but it doesn't make sense to fight Till, who is like streaking down. He just didn't look that good in his 2 fights at middleweight. He won one of them. He didn't look the best. He didn't look like a world beater. He looked like somebody who fought smart and that's it. But like that shows like Kelvin's discrepancies in his fight game a lot more than Till.
Yeah.
Till fought smart. You know?
So we might as well jump into, like you said, Uriah Hall
Yeah.
versus Anderson Silva. Doesn't make a lot of sense for Uriah Hall, but you know, I always kind of wanted to see that when Anderson Silva was still not as old. You know what I mean? Like Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva seems like a fucking show.
This looks like the perfect fight though for Anderson Silva to knock out Chris Weidman. Just saying. Feed Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva, let him get revenge.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because I mean, I feel like he could do it now.
Yes, I feel like he could probably easily
I
do
think
it.
Yeah.
Silva has confirmed that this is his last fight.
Right.
He said that like more than likely it's his last fight. But what if he goes out there and somehow, because it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to start Uriah Hall just because of Uriah Hall's mentality.
Yeah.
You never know if Uriah Hall is going to come in there ready to fight.
Yeah.
So if he went in there and starts Uriah Hall, all of a sudden everybody's like,
Oh, well,
well,
top
shit,
10,
you know.
I just hope it's exciting, man. I hope Silva gets to go out with a good fight.
It's hard to fucking like root against Silva in this fight, but also I don't want to see Uriah Hall just lose to 45-year-old Anderson Silva.
Agreed.
Because it's just
Agreed.
like, then his career's fucking over too. They're both over. You think about it.
Yeah, because if Anderson Silva does with that fight, who's he gonna fight?
Yeah.
Like, I also don't
Darren Till?
I don't
Right.
want to see Uriah Hall struggle to get a decision win either. You know, like
It's like either way. That's why like the Weidman fight.
I truthfully want either Anderson Silva to win, or I want Uriah Hall to like. And Anderson Silva's my favorite fighter of all time.
Knock him out.
Or I want Uriah Hall to viciously knock him out because
Yeah.
I
And
want to
show
see
him the
Uriah
level.
Hall go for something.
Yeah, you got and like show the level that he's at in comparison to Anderson. Like,
Yeah.
you have to show if you're in there with 45-year-old Anderson, he's not even in my league
I
anymore.
think I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry. I don't want to see Silva.
That's what I was say. Like, because it's like.
Chris Weidman would have been a great
Because
fight to
the
line
heel,
up, man.
the heel,
Should've.
it's hard to root for Chris Weidman in the fight. Like, because
Yeah.
the backstory and the heel aspect of Chris Weidman matches up perfectly with his swan song. And if Weidman wins, it's like, okay, Anderson's just so shot now. So it's like
Right.
Chris Weidman doesn't get much rub from it. If Uriah Hall loses this fight, though, he gets his career destroyed.
Yeah.
But if Weidman loses, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Good.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. Good. Fuck
Yes.
off, Weidman.
So like,
Yeah, Silva gets to avenge his loss. and
Exactly.
go off into the sunset,
Right.
like,
Riding off on a horse.
and like,
on a spider,
And
a giant spider.
That's creepy.
and this keeps Weidman busy and not getting concussed by somebody who's 30 and like Ian Heinisch or somebody who's just coming up. And
Yeah.
it keeps Silva from getting concussed by Uriah Hall.
Right.
Because Weidman's not going to do that.
Yeah.
He's
no.
he's probably going to lose, honestly.
Yeah, I would expect him to lose, to be honest, after his last performance. It
Right,
was
so-
fucking miserable.
So like, if I was Silva, I'd be asking for that fight. Though
Yeah.
I don't know why Weidman would take that, because he has delusions of being a champion somehow.
yeah,
Even though that was 7 years ago.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
they could happen. Dude.
yeah. And you could throw Weidman and Anderson Silva as like a co-main event on a fight
Oh,
night.
for sure.
it'd be huge.
The rivalry will sell itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The chance.
If he beats Uriah Hall, you might see that happen.
I feel like if he beats Uriah Hall, Weidman might want that fight now.
Yeah.
And I feel like, but though, if I was Weidman, I would not want that fight to beat Uriah Hall, because if he's beating Uriah Hall, he's beating my ass too.
Right, I'd literally
That's
be
not
like,
good for
dude,
me.
he just beat Uriah Hall. I'm not fucking with him.
Yeah. But
He's mad at me.
I know he's upset.
it just like, that's why we look at these rankings and we try to figure it out. But like, this fight shows that you can't just go off rankings, because Uriah Hall's fighting number 9, fighting somebody who was a former champion and hasn't won in forever.
So does
Yeah.
the Hermanson Till fight for me too. It's
Yeah.
the same
Like-
thing. Like sometimes they just make whatever they can.
Well, because these dudes need to eat. They
Yeah.
need to, they
Right,
need to
they
make
need to
some
get
money.
paid.
Yeah, you can't wait around for like a fight to
Right.
happen that you don't know if it's gonna be rescheduled. Like say Whitaker versus Cannonier gets pushed back another month, then you're waiting on a fight to happen. You know, it's
how about that Kudalaba fight and shit still didn't happen?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that fight is doomed, dude. It's
Dude,
like
it's-
four
It's almost
cards
like
in a row.
move on from it. Like
Yeah.
it's doomed. Don't just leave it alone.
and Kudalaba is the most angry fighter I've ever seen, and like he's always just fucking angry, dude. Like he's just like livid with rage. Anytime I'm on screen, I'm like,
Oh, dude, he was.
Is that roid rage?
I mean, something.
I forgot.
Harsh upbringing, maybe.
I forgot, but the fight where they called it stupidly, he like
Screaming, dude.
during the when they first walked up to each other at the beginning of the fight.
walked all the way
kept
over.
walking into him, and they almost got in a fight before the fight.
Yeah. I think he walked all the way over to the other side of the cage in his
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
I
got
like
in
watching
his
people
face.
fight like that.
Yeah, it gets me pumped up. I'm like, not gonna lie, that shit is.
Well, that's why I want.
It may be bad sportsmanship, but it fires me up.
That's
Yeah.
why they keep rescheduling it, because they want to see it too. But
I mean, but honestly, like, I guess reschedule to the fight, because like I don't give a fuck about either of them besides them together right now.
Yeah.
Whoever wins
that's
that
the fight I
can-
want to see with either of them.
Yeah,
so.
if you're in each other's face for months at a time, just like all angry and you already fought and it's a weird fight, just fucking let them fight whenever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because like I'm always interested in that fight. Any other Kudalaba fight,
Yeah.
maybe not gonna be that interested in. I don't
Right.
know, maybe.
Yeah.
But like actually, I like watching him because he's just like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you're a lunatic and you're just angry all the time,
Right.
because he did that to Glover, and like how do you get in Glover's face and disrespect him?
Yeah, what a
Yeah.
Like that's literally the most insane thing I could think
Yeah,
of. It's the most
like-
disrespectful thing I could
Like
think
easy.
of. Yeah.
Easy guy.
Like,
Yeah.
because Glover, I think, was like nice and like shook his hand and shit too, and like he didn't shake his hand back, and like he was just like in his face screaming.
right. right. Like
like, what is
easy.
Yeah, and then he got beat by Glover. So I'm just like, that's the comeuppance I need to see in MMA to keep me invested in this shit.
Comeuppance.
Yeah.
Some muffins.
I mean, it's true though.
What about
Like,
muffins?
What about muffins? All right, let's move on to the next announced fight I have. I'm trying to do these in some kind of order, like as an intrigue.
Right.
But so Dos Anjos versus, you say his name,
Islam Makhachev.
Islam Makhachev. That's right there. Lightweight. We're already
It's like
there.
baby Khabib. Islam is.
Yeah.
They're like, that's his like best friend and training partner.
So Dos Anjos moving back down. Probably a good move, to be honest.
Why does he keep on getting wrestlers though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he has a tough
They
schedule,
keep
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
him, dude.
Like
Yeah.
he has a tough ass schedule. Like let him fight like a fucking striker.
Like
at some
Donald
point.
Cerrone.
Yeah.
Even
What-
though Donald Cerrone has a fight, I'm just saying somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, because you just think about like just like how many fights in a row can some dude grind on Dos Anjos and just shut him down?
Yeah,
and that's
no.
the fight. Because like I feel like I've seen that fight for 4
Yeah,
years.
It's like the last 3 or 4 fights he's been
he
in.
fought
It's-
Colby, Usman, Chiesa.
Yeah.
Like this is like
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards did the same thing. He grinded him down and it's like grinding him.
Murderer's row of wrestlers.
Yeah, just dude to like nullify you, and like it makes you kind of feel bad for him because it's like
Yeah.
you can't get any confidence because you just in fair play to him though he
Well,
takes
and
every
he's an
fight. He does-
exciting fighter. Otherwise, it's like
Yeah.
give him some, give him.
Let him
some
fight Diego
action.
Ferreira, like or
Yeah.
Ally Quinta, dude. Like
Did Islam? Did he lose his last fight?
he's not lost since he got knocked out he got knocked out by somebody in the UFC early on. He hasn't lost since. He's been on a win streak in the UFC.
To me, it's almost like, I mean, the name, I guess, but it almost really doesn't do anything for him because Dos Anjos isn't even ranked in that weight division.
Well, no one wants to fight Islam Makhachev because he's one of those guys who, like, no one really knows who he is publicly. Mm-hmm. And if you're an MMA fan, you kind of know who he is because of Khabib. But he's a tough out. He's like a mini Khabib, basically. Mm-hmm. And, like, he beat Davey Ramos, who's like a high-level BJJ guy. I think Ramos lost his last fight. But, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of steam, but he's just on a win streak against, like, people who will take the fight, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a good fight. I feel like Islam's probably going to win just based off his youth and his wrestling.
Yeah, it's like right. So then the next fight announcement is we'll go with Ortega versus Korean Zombie.
Dude, this fight's been announced fucking 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Right.
I'll see it, dude. When they're in the cage, I'll
So where are we going? Lightweight?
So, featherweight.
Featherweight. So up a little bit. That's right.
I wanted Zombie to get the title shot.
I wanted Zombie to get the title shot as well. It's unfortunate that he's not.
Puts
this has to be maybe the title contendership, right?
Yeah.
And like Volkanovski, I could see why.
Maybe not. For
I don't know.
Ortega.
Actually, Zabit might get the title shot. He hasn't fight, but like, why would he get the title shot?
Oh, because you're backed out, right?
Right, and they just canceled that fight. So
yeah.
But like, Volkanovski's right. I think he posted something on Instagram like. These dudes don't really fight each other often. Like, look how often people move. Like, Calvin Kattar's been fighting the most out of everybody in this division. Yeah. Like, the top, like, Holloway got the rematch. Brian Ortega hasn't fought in 2 years. Zabit fight once a year. Korean Zombie fights once a year.
Hasn't fought in a while.
It's like no one's really stuck their head out and got the title shot because no one really fights as often as they should.
Yeah, but I mean that could easily be a number one contender fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but like. I feel like
Volkanovski's fought how many times since all these guys have fought? You know?
Yeah, I feel like he's been fighting a lot. He's fought more than all of them put together.
Yeah.
I feel like giving Zabit the title shot just to get him out of the way. Like if he needs to fight somebody soon,
right?
Fuck it, make him. He's ranked high enough.
Even though I think we've all said we don't think Zabit kind of deserves that ranking that he has.
He's never had a 5-round fight before.
Yeah,
but there has to be title fights. So
right.
He's gonna somehow contractually do a 3-round title fight against fucking Volkanovski, win the first 2 rounds and then lose the last one terribly, and then win.
But I think this is a great matchup for Korean Zombie.
He's gonna beat the fuck out of Ortega.
I think he's gonna beat the fuck out of him because Ortega's big thing is jiu-jitsu, and in Korean Zombie, he's pretty good at jiu-jitsu.
Max Holloway,
I mean, he put fucking Garcia in a twister.
Max Holloway's volume striker, and he made Ortega's face into hamburger.
Yeah.
I think Korean Zombie just KOs him.
Yeah, because Korean Zombie's definitely got a little more power.
And even worse is like Ortega's coming off a 2-year layoff. That's a long time to not fight and have that ring rust and not have that timing down. And like. I don't know. His cardio's going to be. There's so many questions in Ortega's game.
Korean dealt with layoffs pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a real long one because he had to go be in the military.
Right. But also, there's a chance that Ortega comes back looking better boxing wise.
It's true.
Yeah, we don't know. It's a big X factor.
It's true.
But based off of how they fought previously, I feel like Korean Zombie just.
Well, we know what he's been up to. He's been up to slapping managers.
Yeah. Fucking hanging out with like. I feel like he just is like. Just hangs out.
Just chilling.
In my head, he just hangs out. Like that's very big disrespect to Brian Ortega, who's a professional athlete and like a BJJ black belt, but he just hangs out.
Right, he just kicks it.
As a guy who hangs out,
every once in a while slaps a Korean rapper.
Yeah. But I hang out a lot. I know the type of dude to hang out because I also hang out. So.
Right. And Brian Ortega, we would love to hang out with you.
Yeah. He probably has good weed.
Right? He probably does.
He's in California and he hangs out with like the Gracies and shit.
Right.
It's probably good scene over there.
All right, so then after that, we're looking at Blades versus Lewis,
and that's a bad fight for
that's
Lewis.
A heavyweight. It's a bad fight for Lewis.
Yeah,
we're looking at heavyweight. So if you go down a little bit here,
because I feel like Lewis, like his like grappling is literally just get up.
Well,
what happened with the
last
doesn't
fight?
Give me any confidence that he's gonna do anything.
Blades is like huge and talented.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Olenek, I would say, is a better jiu-jitsu practitioner than Blades. And Lewis didn't do terrible in that. Like, he had some moments in that grappling that he looked okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he did end up in almost a couple of submissions. But against a guy, he's not that guy. Lewis is not a grappler whatsoever.
Right now,
and he was surviving with Olenek.
But like
he's a master grappler.
His like jiu-jitsu is literally just like, I don't feel like laying down anymore. I'm just gonna get up right now. And like I think that could fail you when you get to the top of like wrestlers.
Right.
You can't do that to everybody, even though you're huge and strong.
Yeah.
But like so is Blaze. Blaze is big and strong too.
Yeah, I hate this fight for Lewis. I'll be rooting for him hard.
Yeah.
But I hate this fight for Lewis. It's not going to be surprising to me if he just gets worked on the ground for 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't, or 3 or 5 rounds. However long the fight is.
I feel like Blades is his like grappling looked bad against Volkov, but like if he gets good positions, he could beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
He has pretty decent ground and pound whenever he can find the positions for it.
Right.
It depends on how well Lewis defends those positions and keeps himself out of it. But like I could see him stopping Lewis on the ground too, submission or TKO. Just if he's on the bottom the whole time and tired, Lewis will be tired. He's gonna be tired the whole time. He's tired coming out. It seems like.
I hope Lewis KOs and
I really do too.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm rooting for Lewis. Just like the stagnancy in the division. Blades is sitting up top, right behind Ngannou, and he's not like he's just like is beating these guys, and he's like an ultimate gatekeeper. He can't get past him because his wrestling is so good.
Yeah,
Pull Blades out of the
Not only is he the ultimate gatekeeper, but he's up there at the top gatekeeper.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude, get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
He's preventing guys from getting titles.
And like he unashamedly just like wrestles you. He admits he was gonna wrestle you.
Yeah.
And you can't. And it's kind of impressive to do that to the high level guys that like heavyweights.
But it would also be different if he actually did it like Khabib or the new guy, Chimaev.
Yeah.
The Swedish Khabib.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really maul people.
He'd be a scary prospect. We'd be like, oh man, he should get a title shot.
Yeah, he's mauling people like fuck, but he doesn't always maul people. Like sometimes he causes damage, sometimes it's just, I'm laying on you for this amount of time.
Right. And like I guess the JDS knockout is kind of cool. That's a kind of a cool win. So it shows his hands aren't the worst. If you could knock out JDS
I don't
standing.
think of Blades as a scary guy though. He's just a guy.
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I don't want to run into him.
But he's just not somebody that I think a champion's gonna fear.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like if you're in the division, I wouldn't want to fight him.
No,
because like I don't think he's gonna.
Because he can derail you.
Yeah, like he could.
It's a rough outing. I mean.
Yeah.
Like Volkov is a great striker, but like his wrestling just didn't look good. Like he just got out wrestled. And what can you do whenever that guy's been wrestling since he's fucking 5 years old and you're a kickboxer from like Russia? Like what can you do?
Yeah. So then we have Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. So championship fight. We can stay right where we're at. Oh no, we got to move down. I'm sorry.
There's no division for this. I don't think.
There's
no rankings for this.
There's no rankings. It's hilarious. Zero rankings. Because their only 2 fighters are Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson.
Yeah, it's basically just whenever one of these women want to put on 10 pounds and fight her up there.
Well, Megan Anderson, she's a true.
Well, yeah,
she's truly
she's the only
in that
person
weight
that I think
division.
cuts. Her and Cyborg is the only people that could think that cut.
Yeah.
Felicia Spencer is like a blown up.
And I think
version.
I think are they talking about like if Amanda beats her, like that's just the end of that 145?
I don't know if they are or not. But Megan Anderson is a giant.
Yeah.
She's a giant.
She also got grapple fucked by Holly Holm.
Right.
So,
right. But again, has she improved since then? Who knows?
Not enough to beat Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, I would assume not.
This is the case where like I'm hoping that Amanda hasn't gotten old as well or unmotivated overnight. Because like you think about just like how a trajectory of a career, I've seen it happen so many times. Somebody just coming in and just like been champion for a while. That's the only way I could see her catching her on the feet is like if Amanda's lazy.
Like the first Chris Weidman Anderson Silva fight. You know what I mean? It seemed like Anderson Silva was just playing way too much. He didn't think Chris Weidman had anything to bring to him.
Well, they say that Anderson was like done at that point. Like he just was bored with it.
But Amanda Nunes, I could see it being hard for her to get excited about a fight against Megan Anderson.
Yeah, but I feel like Megan Anderson's a bigger threat than Felicia Spencer, who she beat.
I agree.
But like it makes me kind of worried that
because Megan Anderson is really big and she actually has some good striking.
I think Amanda's personality is such that she does it for herself. Though,
she just wants to add the numbers.
Look up Megan Anderson images because I feel like Megan Anderson has like some bigger legs than a lot of guys.
You mean look it up again?
I don't think Amanda needs much motivation beyond.
It's Emmy.
Why don't you just go to your wallpaper, Dave? I'm sure just minimize the browser.
Listen, I would have her as my background, but go to the actual images.
I don't think Amanda needs an opponent to motivate her, though. I think she's motivated.
I mean, she also got subbed by Felicia Spencer real fast. So like her grappling isn't
Right.
that good.
She's got some big ass legs.
She's pretty.
So we'll see. Yeah, she's hot.
She got that ninja foot. Going on. If you edited that out.
All right, get out of there.
Ninja feet pics, baby.
But I think she's. I don't know. I think she's definitely the best option at that weight class.
Yeah, well,
Because there's like 4 of them.
I think we said a while ago, like if she's the only one that is even a possible contender.
Yeah.
I feel like the women's division just boils down to who's left to even book her.
Who haven't I beat?
Yeah, and like Megan is coming off a win, I think. So that's.
I think maybe 2 wins. I could be
well,
wrong.
I think she like hit Kat Zingano in the eye with a toenail.
Yeah.
It was like
well, she threw a kick and it just happened.
I think
to,
it just literally was like a toenail hit her in the eye.
Yeah.
And like it was like fucked her eye up.
Yeah.
Which I mean was whatever.
Weirdly, even though I do really like Amanda Nunes, I think even though I think she's gonna lose, I'll be rooting for Megan Anderson just because I think I might actually be in love with Megan Anderson.
We could tell. Your face lights up when you say her name.
I just got all smiles.
Yeah. I hope she sees this.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a new girlfriend.
I hope she hears my comment about her picture and then she disgustedly turns it off and blocks all of us on Instagram and Facebook.
or shows up at your house like ready to fight you.
I'd fight her. I mean, I'd grapple with her to see what's up.
This podcast
test myself.
She might be
really
5 or 6 inches taller than you.
This podcast has
Maybe.
been really like therapeutic for Brandon's hatred
That's,
of
yeah.
women.
Just like the darkest recesses of my
getting it
mind
out.
just coming out in random spots of this podcast.
All right, so that's it for that. Let's go ahead and look at the upcoming events again, and we'll probably go over some of the same ones, but we're going to start with UFC Fight Night Overeem versus Sakai.
Overeem just fights whoever, dude.
Yeah.
Well, he has to really at this point, you know.
No.
Dude,
And the only other fight on this card
Michael
is
Pereira, that guy who does flips, remember?
Oh, nice! I'm excited for that.
There's no way he's not going to flip against that guy.
he's definitely gonna flip.
Yeah.
But other than that, you got Oven St. Preux. They're redoing him because he got COVID. But this really, it's just about Overeem versus Sakai.
It sucks that there's no cards on Wednesdays now.
Just
Like,
fucking, yeah.
just
There's nothing to do on a Wednesday.
I get that they're probably like just right now COVID world where
It's
like
probably hard to
routine
get.
Saturday.
I'm pretty sure Brian Keller is going to lose to that fighter, dude. Because, like, who is that guy he's fighting, you know?
Where?
Unknown fighter.
Unknown fighter.
He's
Yeah.
just fighting some
Sorry,
random
man.
guy. Like,
You're gonna
it's hard
lose.
to train.
for nobody.
Yeah. Just,
We don't know who it's gonna be yet. We're gonna bring somebody in. We'll find a guy.
But yeah, so I guess maybe just the top one. It's hard for me to root against Overeem later in his life. I used to hate him, but later
he's
on,
actually pretty humble now.
he really
I wanna
is. He's
see
pretty
him
humble,
anyway.
and I think I like how he talks, and he's a really good striker,
He's
man.
a fucking warrior. I told
He's
you,
a warrior.
he's a samurai. His whole life is a samurai.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Journey.
we talk about Overeem too much on this goddamn podcast.
No way.
No way. I can't remember the last time we talked about him.
Every time.
Shut
We
up,
need to
Kyle.
talk about Bartosz. Dude, why does Bartosz Fabinski look like an inmate? Like, look at his picture.
Yeah, that looks like.
It looks like a jail picture.
I tell you,
It's frightening.
the only reason we went with Sherdog, me and Jacob were going back and forth on this. We went with Sherdog because at
The
least there were
pictures?
some kind of pictures.
Yeah.
Because like Wikipedia, while it has all the information,
But
kind of
he looks-
sucks.
Yeah.
It looks like he comes from the D ward of the prison.
Well, and you know what's crazy? The UFC website, because we checked the UFC website. This is the next fight. The only fight they have listed on
Is
the
Overeem?
UFC website is Overeem.
Yeah.
And it's the next fucking fight.
Yeah.
It's not updated for the next fight
I
card.
always wonder what the life of somebody who's like a Bartosz Fabinski. Like, you're in the UFC, but like you literally, no one knows who you are. Like
Yeah.
that must suck to just like be filler for a
Guys,
card.
I'm a UFC fighter.
Yeah,
No,
but, like-
you're not.
Right.
like- But like the website won't even confirm that. Like, you know, if you go on there, it won't even confirm
yeah,
you're on
like,
there.
You can't.
So look at this. Oh no, it took you to that.
Go to the next.
You
card.
clicked on Overeem. That's hilarious.
Well,
he
the
clicked
link
on the
is just-
Overeem fight.
No one gives a shit. View fight card. They might have updated.
All right, so just click on it there.
Let's see what's up.
If it takes us back to Anthony
I can't
Johnson,
wait for
okay.
that to
Scroll
see the
down.
same
Just
thing.
scroll down. See what
That
happens.
fight's a
here. Look
good
at
ass
that.
fight, dude.
Look at that.
That's all I got listed on.
That's all. It's
Yeah.
the fight that is happening this
Saturday.
coming weekend.
Yeah. They
What?
haven't got around to it. They're really busy on this website.
What the fuck?
They're
We
checking to
need
see if
like,
And
we
even
need
go
to
and
organize
actually
a campaign.
even
like,
go up, Jacob, and look at it's a broken link here. Because normally you'd see the pictures of the two guys.
yeah,
there.
it's like the thumbnail picture. Yeah.
Like, what the
We
fuck?
need to
UFC?
organize a grassroots campaign to fucking
I think
get
they
this fixed.
They spend all their time just checking to see if Nate Diaz is still ranked at welterweight, to see if Connor's still
see
ranked at lightweight,
right.
see who's in the rankings. That's all they do.
It's just so insane to me because to me, aesthetically, when you have the full fight
It's
card,
nice,
I think
yeah.
it's the best one to look
Yeah.
or to use.
Right.
But they're awful.
Yeah.
You sold your company for billions of dollars, and you can't get an updated website.
Yeah. Someone could do that for $50,000 a year.
Yeah,
And
I
have a
would do
job.
it right now.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Just it can't be hard because the guy who does it now literally has a broken link on there. And no one cares. There's no accountability. Like
no, who's like nobody's
Yeah.
checking and being like, bro, you fucked this up.
Right. Hey guys, dude. Like, does Dana White know that the fight that's
I don't-
coming up on the next UFC card
Yeah, like,
is
doesn't
not
he-
have the rest of the
You would
fights
think
listed?
that he would care that like,
because it's such an easy thing to
It's
fix.
sloppy.
It's so easy to fix. It's so crazy. Like, it may not be something people like me and you can do, but Jacob literally has done coding, right?
Could you do it?
yeah,
Yeah, Jacob has done coding. Actually, when he first came on, I was like,
we
so
can get this done.
when Jacob first
Hack into it,
when Jacob
Jacob.
first
Do
came
it.
on the team, I said, so have you ever used like these recording programs? He goes, well, actually, what I did is I did because he went to school for this kind of stuff. He goes, I went to school and I did the coding to create the recording
yeah.
program, and I'm like, oh. Well, you're overqualified.
Yeah.
Can't pay you.
So he could easily do this.
Yeah. I mean, like whenever like fucking Indian Creek school websites more updated, like and like better ran and like paid more attention to. Like it's just like whenever rinky dink websites,
Right.
I
have
feel like Dana
somebody.
is too professional to allow this to go
Because
on.
the production value
He
is
must
so
not
good.
know. They must like hide it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dana White, pay attention.
yeah. We need to add him at like Instagram or Twitter.
Right.
Somebody
And
get
send him a
this
link to it
info
because-
to him.
Well, because it's just like their production value is usually so high for
That's
everything
what I
else.
mean.
Right.
They have the best show in town.
They
It's
have the best show out of any combat
Right.
sport, whether it be boxing, no matter what it is.
Even
it's the best
WWE,
show in town.
WWE looks worse than this now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like
Twitter.
you gonna tweet him?
We're tweeting Dana right now. Fix
Go
the
ahead.
site.
Get him, Jacob.
Dana White.
And say, hey, do you need me to take care of your website? Because it's always out of date.
Fix your website. It's not updated for the card on Saturday and hasn't been.
Yeah, that's
Including
too much.
broken
It
links,
went
I
over
think.
140 characters.
Fix your website. Not updated. It
I can do this job.
at all sucks.
And our podcast would like to use it, but we can't. That's awesome. Good. Tweet it out.
Tell
Tweet it
him
out.
you can do this job.
Beautiful.
I can get
Yeah,
this
and
done
then
for
later
you.
on,
He's
just
gonna
do something
cuss you
like,
out.
do you need me to do this?
Jacob Decker's gonna be cussed out by Dana
Dana
White on
White.
Twitter.
Because Dana White will respond to
Yeah,
people.
He gets mad. Dude, you are on the shit list.
Hey, tweet about Fedor for me. No, don't do that to Dana White.
Dude.
It would be hilarious if Dana White responded pissed. I hope it happens. I hope it's on the next podcast. Oh my god. All right, so all we need to talk about here really, Oven St. Preux versus Minifield, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other fight we want to talk about on this?
If he doesn't flip, dude, I'm turning that shit off. If he's
Oh
not
yeah, I
flipping,
want to see him flipping.
if he's not gassed before the fight by flipping around, he dances and flips on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
So if he's not gassed by that,
Dude, what if he
I'm
like
mad.
blew out his ACL doing a flip on his way to the ring?
I wonder if St. Preux is gonna look in shape though. Like,
Well, he's back down to his weight class,
Yeah.
so
I feel like he's he's largely unimpressive. Like
Yeah.
he like
it literally was like his first couple fights in the UFC. You're like, hey, this guy might be something, and then after a while, you're like, why is he in the UFC?
yeah, he looks way worse. Like sometimes he'll look like, oh, he got a cool submission, and then some other times it's like, dude, did he even train or is he even skilled at anything? Like his striking looks bad sometimes.
I
Like
can't
out
believe he was able to fight with John Jones
for 5 rounds and didn't
Yeah.
get finished.
Yeah. How crazy is that? Well, because John Jones doesn't really finish people.
It's
No.
been like
He doesn't.
Yeah, it's like ever since that fight, Jones has put on like the same performance against every
single
fucking
person.
It's
fighter.
like I'm gonna big brother you against the cage and let's
Yeah.
just like hold you passively.
He's
and
like, I know how to
shut-
win every fight. Check this out.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut your shit down so you can't do anything offensively, but I also won't do anything offensively. So we just kind of stand
Right.
here and
Yeah, I'm the champion. They give it to me.
So we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I feel like Reyes, fucking is gonna be a good champion because like at least he fights, dude.
Yeah.
Like at least he's gonna defend the belt with like some vigor, because Jones just didn't after a while.
But
Yeah.
I don't feel Jones has lost any of those fights.
I feel like
know
the
some
Reyes
people
fight he
do,
lost.
But I don't.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
Sanders fight, too.
like there's a coin flip for there's a coin flip argument for Reyes and Santos.
Reyes and Santos.
And to me, Santos is the most impressive because his legs were gone.
I feel like if Reyes didn't take his gas off the pedal in the last few rounds, he won those first few rounds pretty convincingly, actually. Like, the first 2 rounds, dude, he looked fucking sharp. He was tagging Jones, moving around. He kind of gassed out.
Yeah.
It was his first 5-round fight that went the full distance.
I think Reyes, Santos are the only ones to me that are even questionable. But I feel like Jones has won all.
Reyes has taken over John Jones' Twitter beef responses. Like, did you see all the stuff he was tweeting out during the
Bader fight?
No, during the most recent Anthony Smith versus.
What did he say?
He was just saying like stuff like snooze fest, like and
I mean, it's true. I mean, like,
it wasn't great.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like if you're in the division and
but I think he's tweeting like he's already the champion.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's weird to even match up Reyes versus Jan because Santos should have got the title shot against
I think so.
Reyes based off
It should be Santos Reyes.
Yeah, like that's the uncrowned champions, both of them.
To me, that's insane. Let Blachowicz fight Glover. You know what I mean? To me, that was crazy.
Would have been a great fight.
Do you know how excited we would have been for Reyes versus Santos fight? Man, we'd have been losing our fucking minds right now.
Yeah, Reyes versus Blachowicz, it just doesn't even feel. I don't know.
Plus, Santos.
I mean, I want to see it, but I'm like, I mean, we fucked up here, guys.
Yeah.
Reyes, Santos,
and Santos knocked out Jan Blachowicz. He'd already knocked him out. So, like, he has some merit over him already, even though Jan's won a few times since then. But, like, style-wise, too, like, Jan is good, but, like, he's not that fast. He's a good striker, but he's, like, just, like, really slow and strong. He doesn't really grapple that much. It's weird. Like, I can't get excited about his fights.
So
he's good.
Santos versus Glover is almost a number one contender.
It is the next fight card too. Jacob, go to the list on Sherdog here.
I mean, I'm glad it's kind of set up just because, like, if timing wise they couldn't do it.
Santos versus Teixeira. It has to be a number one contender fight.
Because Glover needs a title shot if he beats Santos for sure. That's the best one in the division.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of great for Glover that he's like. Dude, by default, almost in a number one contender.
I don't know if he can beat Santos though. Would it shock me? Would it shock me? Dude. No, and I pray he doesn't. So hopefully we end up with Reyes versus Santos.
Dude, it's hard. I like Santos. It's hard to root against Glover, dude.
Actually, I'm rooting for Blachowicz against Reyes.
Honestly,
I like Blachowicz.
I like Blachowicz too, but the only reason I'm not is because I want to see Reyes versus Santos. I want that so fucking bad.
Yeah, dude. I like Blachowicz. I feel like he's dark horse underdog and underappreciated.
You know, it's crazy that
and the fact that he fucking jacked Rockhold makes me like him even
Rockhold's also is like he's coming back. He wants to fight Darren Till actually at middleweight. Yeah. And he said that he's the best motherfucker in the gym.
Ooh,
that's what
he said. Who said that?
Luke Rockhold. that's what he said.
I mean,
like, oh, that's cool.
I'm a gym hero.
Yeah.
He probably would fuck the most moms, dude.
He probably fucked the most moms.
It's like I feel like Rockhold tried to pivot to modeling, but like he got old and like wrinkly, so he really, like, no offense to him, he just is like 37, so like you can't fucking.
But his modeling that makes him perfect for who he typically models for, Ralph Lauren. He's perfect for that. That's not a young man's clothing line.
I'm surprised he's not trying to become an actor. He looks like a
he has no personality besides a dickhead.
Do like an action star, action villain. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm upset about here. I would think Michelle Watterson versus Angela Hill should be up above Roxanne.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know why that's not.
Angela Hill, I love her, actually.
I like them both. I'm rooting for Angela Hill because she got fucked in her last.
Dude, she beat Claudia.
I like Angela Hill. I like Angela
Hill.
Well,
I like Angela Hill because her grandfather is actually Barney Hill,
which has to do with one
Betty and Barney Hill's the original alien abduction story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to talk to Angela Hill.
And she looks cool as fuck too. Like she's always down to earth and just like real like regular.
Yeah, she seems cool. She was awesome on the Joe Rogan podcast. She was.
And I like her because I feel like I've seen her improve dramatically since her first few UFC fights. And she's on the Ultimate Fighter too. She looks so good now striking.
Check Angela Hill to see if she's been like genetically altered by aliens.
Don't check her. It won't be on here.
It won't be on here.
It's unfair. The aliens.
How weird would that be if it was?
Dude, she beat Claudia, dude.
Yeah.
She won that fight.
The aliens gave her a boost, dude.
Go back real quick because there is a picture of a guy that is worse than the jailhouse picture on the last one. Look at Tagir. What is that picture? He actually looks like he wanted his first name to be Tiger, but he didn't know how to spell it.
It was taken with a Nokia phone and printed.
That looks like I don't even want to be. I could be so mean, but I feel like people would hate me for it.
How is Ed Herman still in the UFC?
That is crazy.
I feel like he's been in the UFC for 20 years.
Yeah, like since UFC started.
Yeah, like he just has been like trucking along.
Yeah.
Like he has to know he's not going to get a title shot eventually. Like he's not going to. It's just his career is just losing some, winning some.
This fight card is just mildly better than the last one.
Well, the Angela Hill fight is the best women's fight I've seen in a while in any of these fight cards, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like me caring about it.
Being excited about
And
it.
then I do like the headliner more than I like the other.
You know, I actually like. I don't like how Roxanne Modafferi fights. I think she's boring and like very. But like, I actually root for her because she's just like real fucking nerdy and just like really nice. She's very nice and nerdy. And
I know who you're talking about. She was on The Ultimate Fighter.
She's very nice, dude.
Yeah, she wears glasses.
And I feel like she works hard.
Yeah.
She's not athletic at all.
No, not even remotely.
Yeah, and like it's endearing to me that somebody's very unathletic and just wants to fight because they want to prove themselves to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Terrible record.
Yeah.
Frank,
she was on a 6-fight losing streak before.
Frank
That's
Camacho.
that's mini Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's little Robbie Lawler. If he fights like Robbie Lawler, though, he fights like old Robbie Lawler. I think he's very exciting.
Yeah.
Like, he's an exciting fighter. Roosevelt Roberts lost to Jim Miller that fight. He was okay fighter. Remember, he got subbed by him in the first round, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's actually not a bad fight card in terms of action. There's some action fights. Like Frank Camacho is a pretty fun fighter.
Camacho.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Tagir fight. I cannot wait. I want to see what you look like in real life. I'm hoping this. I hope this is just a really bad picture.
Sure, you can find a fight if it's online. You don't have to wait till Saturday.
He looks like he might be on the spectrum, or there might be some inbreeding going on.
I hope Thiago Santos' legs are fine.
Yeah, I really
It's
do.
not even been that long.
Yeah, it's been like not even a year.
Yeah, I think it's been a year.
No, it was like October, maybe.
He's a freak, dude.
I think
Yeah.
October.
Click on him so we can see what the date of the Jones
I want to say
fight
maybe
was.
like October.
I mean, to not only recover,
So
but
his
to
whole-
be in fighting shape by now.
yeah, his whole legs are fucking destroyed.
top.
Yeah.
It was only like 9 months ago, maybe.
I feel like that's it. I feel like it's been 10 months or something.
Go down. We want to see when his last fight was. John Jones, July.
Oh, yeah,
July
okay.
19th.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
been
been
a year.
over a year
But still, though, that's not a long time for
both your knees being jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
to get in fighting shape. He's
14
only-
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He got knocked out by David Branch. And look at his record.
Was that at middleweight?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, and like he also got knocked out. He got subbed by. Go down.
He fought Anthony Smith at middleweight.
Yeah, he got submitted by Eric Spicely.
Dude, he's the who of beating people, though.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, he lost to Masasi, but
That was UFC
man,
200, yeah.
Nate Marquardt. Then you go up, you see Jack Hermanson, you see Anthony Smith. Okay, he lost to Branch. Then you keep going up, Jimmy Manoa, Jan Blachowicz. Like, Jesus
He's
Christ.
Yeah, he has like weird losses, but he also has really good wins.
Ultimately,
Yeah. Well, but
Santos
Dave-
is who I want to hold that light heavyweight.
Me too.
title.
But David Branch actually, like, he's never done well in the UFC, but everywhere outside of
He's
the
a
UFC,
champion.
he's a champion.
Didn't we bring up that picture of him before? And he was like fucking yoked now, like he's jacked.
Who, David Branch?
Yeah, dude.
Is he?
Dude, look up David Branch now. Like it's insane.
Look up David Branch yoked.
Yeah, I would love to see a Santos.
Look at
reign
look
light
at
heavyweight,
look at
though.
Instagram. Go to his Instagram if you can, because I know he posted pictures on there. There, yeah, Instagram. Because like he got cut by the UFC and like immediately started like fucking taking steroids. Go down to like a
Find a picture of him naked.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, he is yoked.
like go down somewhere.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I feel like he fucking just started like taking steroids. Dude, look,
Look at that.
dude.
Part of those are like the lighting in the
yeah,
picture.
but, like, he's-
But he's still he's way bigger. Look at the
His
size of his
That
arms.
looks Photoshop.
I mean, I would believe he looks like he would look. Look how skinny he was in the UFC. Like when he was, I mean, he coming up into those pictures.
Yeah.
He obviously got huge.
Yeah.
Like he got bigger from
He's
there too.
way bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, he started fucking juicing up real bad when he
Yeah.
got the UFC.
Yeah,
I mean,
juicing to the gills.
He's like a black belt, but like who fucking knows? Because like he doesn't. I don't know. He just looks like he can't put it
For
together.
some reason, whenever he gets in the UFC, it seems like everything just falls apart.
You thought
He almost knocked out Luke Rockhold though. He had him on
Yeah.
the ropes in that fight.
Yeah, but who doesn't?
Yeah.
All right, so what's next on the fight cards? Let's take a look here.
I think it's the Woodley Covington fight. Is after that.
if Santos ends up light heavyweight champion and reigns for a while, they should give him a special belt with a Thor hammer on it.
Yes.
This is actually a good ass card. Looking at it, like Johnny Walker's fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
always.
Kevin Holland, he's pretty fun. Darren Stewart's the guy who knocked out
That just happened, right?
He submitted Maki Patolo or whatever, and he looked pretty good. He's from England.
Yeah.
The dentist or whatever.
Randy Costa, Paulo Costa's
Cyril
brother.
Gaines is fucking amazing.
Oh, Mickey Gall.
Yeah, Mickey Gall's on
Yeah,
that fight
Mickey
card.
Gall.
Probably gonna lose again, but
Yeah.
Not been very good.
That's actually not a bad card.
yeah, and the fucking go down a little bit. See if we see. Yeah, that's not the worst card. That's actually a good fight night card.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern's. I mean, like I don't.
Right.
She's interesting to see watch just who she is, but that's actually a pretty decent fight card.
But I think of this card, I think everybody here expects Colby Covington to win kind of easily.
I
Sadly,
don't want
yeah.
him to, but
I don't want him to either.
I never root for Woodley, but I have to root for him against Colby.
Yeah, I will because especially I used to like Woodley Bailey because he's from St. Louis, and I moved here from St. Louis. So
I just would love to hear Colby Covington fucking whine.
Because like he lost,
if
but he could.
loses the fight.
Yeah, like he lost, but he lost in such a way that he could bitch about it.
right.
I want to see him like flatlined or like choked out, like definitive loss.
And Tyrone Woodley, even though he's so hesitant now, can
He could
flatline anybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bad matchup, dude. And
Yeah,
I
it
hate
is.
whenever he gets 50-45.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. He's at 50-45. He's going to hang on probably, not lose by anything but a decision, but it's going to be bad to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he could do it, but I actually want to see Wonderboy versus Colby. I feel like Wonderboy could beat Colby.
I think he could too.
Just like, I feel like Colby's wrestling's good, but it's not as fucking explosive enough that Wonderboy...
It's not crazy powerful.
Yeah, Wonderboy could circle out really well.
I don't know, man. I think Colby could beat almost anybody in the division outside of Usman.
He's extremely high output. He has pretty damn good wrestling. I mean, he like as much as I hate him, he's a beast.
Yeah, I
But
think
like
he's-
Colby really can't establish top control well. He's never people get up fast.
Yeah.
They like he's
He's
not.
kinda small.
He just sort of like gets him against the cage and clinches a lot.
Just
and
that high
works.
output is so
Yeah.
hard to fucking.
He works
keep
a
up
lot.
with.
He
Yeah,
works the whole
wears
time.
people down.
Yeah.
But like it's not like he's on top of somebody beating the shit out of him. I've never even really seen that from him before.
Yeah.
Like, can you think of him on top of somebody laying like brutal ground and pound?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't see anything brutal about his game. It's
No,
just high octane, just constantly coming
Except
at
for
you.
his mouth.
Yeah.
Brutal.
that's like but like Wonder Boy has good timing, and if he struck with Wonder Boy any longer than he needed to, Wonder Boy could fucking spark him out or catch him.
Oh yeah,
Wonder
for
Boy
sure.
is,
Counter strike the shit out of him.
and I don't think Wonder Boy would get discouraged.
And Wonder Boy might be long enough to keep him at bay with a jab.
Yeah.
Right, and like I feel like Wonder Boy is really underrated in terms of like the division, because like he's a hard fucking fight for everybody.
I don't know that he's necessarily underrated. I think he's forgotten about.
Yeah,
Well,
no one-
yeah, well, it's been
Because he's
hadn't
pretty
fought
high in the
while,
rankings.
though, too,
He's
you
pretty
know?
high in the rankings.
Right.
It's just he's not. He's not. You gonna tweet somebody
I
else?
think he hasn't fought. He hasn't fought enough recently.
You tweeting to him?
Who we talking
What does it say? I really wish someone would just break your jaw already.
to? Oh wait, you did.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman did break his jaw.
Yeah, I mean, see, like it's weird about fighting because like Colby could still talk shit even though his jaw was broke. It's weird. Like it's like you got beat and lost.
Oh, actually, look what Colby Covington
Yeah.
said. Is that why you
He's
pulled this up?
He's talking to fucking LeBron James.
Listen, he
dude.
says, "Oh wow, you postponed your games. Want to prove you're really about change? Quit your multi-million-dollar jobs in soft, privileged lives playing a kids game. Take a massive pay cut and perform the toughest job in America. Become cops." Jesus Christ!
It's proven that being a pizza delivery guy is more dangerous than being a cop. So why would anybody fucking do that, Colby?
Yeah, like you're talking nonsense, man. You're just talking out your ass.
and like he could do more with his millions of dollars in charity and stuff like
So
that.
could he do it? Yeah, it's like
Like, why don't you be a cop then?
Yeah, why don't you fucking do it?
Yeah, like if that's the most noble calling, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah,
Like, and
That's
you're also
fucking
playing
crazy.
a game. Like, I love MMA, but it's still just a sport.
yeah.
I mean,
and,
you know.
and I do want to state the fact that I do believe one of the toughest jobs in America is being a cop. I mean, that's a tough job.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's not people very underqualified doing it.
No.
I mean,
it is a tough job.
Yeah.
It's a tough job.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
It's not
I
even
can't-
in terms
I can't
of
say
like
anything.
just danger, but it's just like you're dealing with tough situations all the
You
time.
ain't
You're
getting paid
constantly
much,
and you're not getting paid much, and you're constantly trying to de-escalate situations.
Yeah, and you're dealing
and you
with,
don't have a
like-
lot of training.
You're
Right.
dealing with like sad situations a lot.
or
you know?
or and also like not a lot of. I feel like it's tough too because it's like
Depends on where you're at too. You know.
the system in which cops are made is just
Yeah.
like needs overhaul.
Let's not get too
Yeah,
far
we're not
into
gonna.
it.
Yeah, it's a big bag of.
Yeah, that's
We can
for
do
that's
that for
that's
2
for a
hours,
non-MMA podcast. All right, so let's go to the next fight card.
It's Adesanya versus that's the main event. That's the pay per view.
Yep.
Finally.
Dude, this fight got me hyped.
Yeah, I can't
I'm hyped about this.
Man,
fight.
honestly, this is a good card.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
I mean,
yeah.
shit, the co-main's a
The
title
Kobe's a
fight.
title fight.
And we got Diego Sanchez versus he's fucking nuts. There's that Lanoir guy who I hate, who fucking screams the whole time. Dude, he's the worst
Look
guy.
at Jake Matthews. It looks like a senior picture.
Yeah, Jake Matthews is also an offensive lineman in the NFL. That's not the same guy, right?
No.
No.
It looks like a 2005 senior picture.
Yeah, it does.
Because him and the Jake Matthews from the NFL, I feel like have the exact same jawline.
What's the
like,
very
are they?
long-
Is he like Jake Matthews the second? Look
He's
up
from-
Jake
he's
Matthews
from
NFL.
He's from Australia, so.
Yeah, it's not the same guy.
Look up Jake Matthews NFL. I need to see.
He's
Definitely way smaller.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
beat
they got
the-
the same jawline
He beat
without
the
a
shit
doubt.
out of the other Jake Matthews, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Get him in the UFC.
Look, dude,
Hey,
they got
look
the
a
same.
little
They
bit
got the same
alike.
jawline. Like, look in that Texas A&M photo.
Where he's in the uniform. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that
right
one.
there. It does look similar.
I'm telling you, something weird going on.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
does look like you,
Get him in the UFC.
Diego Sanchez is a huge underdog, and I was
Good.
looking at like
Yeah, he should be.
bets.
Jake Matthews is like 27 and
Yeah.
like a fucking big welterweight
Yeah,
guy.
Donald Cerrone versus Nico Price is a fun fight.
Dude, Donald Cerrone's gonna beat. I think he's gonna lose again.
Nico
think it's a
Price is
possibility.
a huge underdog. in
Remember
that
when we
fight,
remember
but
when we
I
were
was like,
saying that
ah.
like that we thought Donald Cerrone wouldn't take these kind of fights.
Well, this is the kind of fight I think like Nico Price is fun as fuck. Yeah, like
Mhm.
Nico Price also has the weirdest torso and shoulders.
yeah.
It's like the,
Does
Phil
he?
Davis weird.
dude,
Look up Nico Price real quick. I got to see that. We're
looks-
putting you to work tonight, Jake.
his shoulder like it's like alien shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
He's a
Phil
weird-
Davis.
yeah,
that's
it's
what-
worse actually. Like in how weird it
Yeah.
is.
Go to images.
Images, yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Oh yeah, he's weird.
Like fucking dude,
Listen, all over here.
dude. Like
Yeah, I don't know if that's as bad as Phil Davis. Look up Phil Davis real quick.
Well, Phil Davis, a lot of it's his waist.
yeah, his waist being so small makes it
Yeah.
disproportionate. But
Yeah, fine.
out there in the corner,
It's like the same picture.
they need to fight,
Right there.
dude.
Look at that. Look
Yeah,
at
the
that.
one with the pink shorts on.
Look at that. What is going on? That is an alien body. He
Yeah, it's
looks like an
wild.
alien.
How weren't you champion with that weird frame and athleticism? Like that's like you think about a perfect fighter body. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I'm being weird. It's just like long ass reach,
Mm-hmm.
wrestler,
Can't even get a hold
Super
of his
wide
waist.
frame.
super fucking muscly. Like
Yeah. How could you not figure it out?
I think he's only lost to Bader and Nemkov in Bellator though, so it's not like he's getting beat by random people in Bellator
Yeah.
anymore. But
Look how young. Look at this young. Look at this. That's not even young. That's Bellator. So.
Oh shit.
that's him now.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks.
Oh, you got old ass Frank Mir in the back. It's like cross-eyed. He's just like cross-eyed in the background. Like what a terrible low
He
budget
looks
picture.
his shape's different now.
Yeah.
He looks
little
off
bit.
the juice. or
All right,
something.
back to the
Yeah.
fight card.
We'll look at this later on our own time.
I think we're all still. I mean, I'm hoping for a Coast to win. I don't know. I'm not
No.
really sure why. I do like
I
Izzy.
don't know that I'm hoping for it, but I think Costa's gonna win. Like,
Yeah, I like Blachowicz, but I'm rooting for Reyes just because I want that Reyes Santos
Yeah,
fight
me
so
too.
bad, so bad. I think
I'm
that's going to be
rooting
an
for
amazing fucking fight.
Blachowicz, But
I feel like the Costa fight. Like I've thought about their matching, how they match up, and it's like I could see how each of them could win because I feel like footwork wise, Izzy has the best footwork that Costa's ever fought.
Yeah.
Of anyone.
Yeah,
Like positional awareness in the cage and not being on the fence too long.
Right.
And just movement and angles. He's just like he's a better technician.
how
than
awesome
Costa.
for the promoters.
Yeah.
They're both undefeated.
Right,
though.
that's the first time in 10 years since Machida versus Rashad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Both
Yeah, it
undefeated.
doesn't happen.
And Costa, like I feel like Costa, he has power, but like a lot of his strikes, like I feel like power doesn't knock people out as much as like punches you don't see.
Though I do
And
feel-
precision.
I do.
Yeah.
I do think I kind of feel like Romero won that Costa fight.
Yeah,
I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I remember when I watched it, I was like,
I
Yeah,
thought
that's
Romero
close.
too, but it was a coin flip. I wasn't like
Yeah.
pissed off by the
No,
decision.
no.
but like it was troubling in this fight that Costa gassed out so bad. And like
Yeah.
he cruised the third round,
But-
and lost it bad.
I don't
He was
know
doing a lot
that-
of output though.
yeah,
I don't know
a lot
that
of output.
Adesanya is gonna make Costa gas.
Well, his movement's going to be hard for us starting to track down and getting against the cage. He doesn't really do a lot of work in the middle of the ring. If you notice, all of his strike combinations come against the cage, all of them.
Yeah.
So like, also there's like a 9-inch reach disadvantage for Costa. That's a big ass.
Yeah.
And Izzy, I feel like Costa, for him to win, he has to go to the body more than the head. Because Izzy's hard to hit in his head.
Yeah,
He
he's
leans
got
back.
good
He's gonna have
movement.
to stay up in his grill the whole time.
And
He's not Matrix like that one guy that we all ended up really
Right.
liking, but he leans back.
Yeah, and like Costa is short, and like he has like bulky short arms that are strong, but like I don't know, I feel like I see him coming in and getting tagged a bunch and getting his shit fucking rocked.
Yeah.
Because it just like Izzy doesn't hit as hard, but he hits in like shots you don't see.
I mean,
from
I think
angles.
the styles are such that it's gonna be a banger, man.
Yeah, like there's no way
around it.
Yeah, like the way Costa fights, and like to his credit, he just marches you down and takes punches. And like, is that going to be enough to get Izzy out of there? Because if he's not out of there by round 3, I think Costa's going to be gassed based off his output in movement and going after him and getting hit. Because he's going to be getting hit regardless. Izzy's going to fire back at him.
Right.
And like, I think the Romero fight made Izzy a lot more boring than he is. He's pretty.
Yeah, that's whatever.
That's a wash.
Izzy's usually fun to watch.
That doesn't make me think anything less of Izzy, really. That fight's just fucking... Romero's a goofy fuck, dude.
And like Romero, though, with the Costa fight, it's impressive how Costa walked him down and got in his face, because no one does that to Romero.
Yeah.
Right.
But like... And like Romero's great, but he's not even the striker Izzy is.
Not even close.
Like you're not gonna do that to Izzy. He's not gonna sit there and just like shell against the cage.
Put his hands up and then stick his tongue out.
Yeah, and
but I don't know that Izzy has enough power to really threaten Costa. You know, like,
but power.
But he has the precision.
And like power does. I mean, if
I get what you mean.
His accuracy's carrying the round 4 or 5, 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah.
And Costa's gassed.
Yeah.
Dude, it ain't gonna take much to put you out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, cause he did it to Kelvin in the 5th round, and I feel like that fight is a good indication of like
I think this fight's so
what
exciting.
Izzy could do in round 4 and 5.
That's a big question.
Because like
I'm super excited for both of these top 2 fights.
and like Costa was like, "Oh, you beat Kelvin, who's a welterweight, dude." I think Kelvin could beat Costa, dude. Kelvin has some of the fucking slickest boxing, dude. His boxing
he's like his own worst enemy.
Right, yeah. But like his boxing is like some of the best in the division. He's underrated because he's like a mental case.
Like
you know,
a top of his game.
Kelvin could beat Costa, dude.
Yeah.
He could knock him out with his fast hands. I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this fight's hard to guess.
Yeah.
It's really like nerve wracking either way because like, someone's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Someone's getting fucked up. You know.
I don't want to go any further on the fight cards, but I do want to see if Chimaev has a fight.
He doesn't have one. No.
Because I thought I saw something that he did. Can you look that up?
Yeah, if you look
real
it up, I yesterday I checked on it, see anything, but I think the visa thing. He wants to fight in America, and also this fight with Costa and Izzy is dependent on whether or not they fight in Abu Dhabi or the Apex, because that big cage is going to be a lot better for Izzy.
Dude, I thought they were hinting it was going to happen in New Zealand.
They should.
I thought they were hinting
Dude,
at that.
Put in next fight. Like, see if they.
I think they're trying to surprise everybody with like there's going to be a crowd in that fucking fight.
Well, because how hyped would it be to see the first like Izzy versus Costa?
It
New Zealand with
says
a crowd?
he will fight in August as he wishes.
Well, it's September tomorrow or 2 days from now.
So-
Unless he's fighting, unless he's fighting tomorrow somewhere that we don't know of.
Right. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
I did see a fight card. They had it. It was one of the pay-per-views. I can't remember which one. It might have been the Khabib one. It was one of the. It was a fight card and it showed all those fights. And then at the bottom it said Chimaev versus Victim.
That makes sense. But they have Poirier versus Ferguson on that co-main event for the Khabib fight.
Let's go to that real quick.
That's fucking nuts. I mean, that's Dana said that's likely to happen.
Right. Let's
But
go to that.
That's
real
a
quick.
bad fight for Ferguson.
really
Just go back to the
I
shirt
really
dog.
think what they're aiming
See
for
if it's
with
there.
Costa and Izzy is to do New Zealand and surprise everybody with like first crowd. I think that's why Dana was so secretive of it.
Because I mean, like, it doesn't feel right for the Apex. I don't know why, but that fight does not feel right. If they could do it in New Zealand,
Still
that
not
feels
listed
good.
on
For
there.
New Zealand.
Dana thinks very highly of this fight and thinks it's going to be the fight of the year. So I could see him really trying to get it in front of a crowd in New Zealand.
I feel like that would have to already be planned, though, right?
I think it
doubt.
is. They haven't. If you look at the
There's
the
no announcement
posters,
for where it's
it
at.
doesn't say where it's at. And I think they're just
And New
trying
Zealand's
to,
having events.
Yeah, and I think they want to surprise people with it.
But
To be determined.
yeah, I mean, like,
That would be sick.
I feel like Abu Dhabi is a lot better for. Like, I feel like
Either way,
there's not as many like cancellations of COVID over
Yeah.
there. I feel like I don't know why. It just seems like
well,
every event now is like somebody's getting COVID before the fight. It seems like it wasn't that often.
Don't
in
be
Abu Dhabi.
surprised if it's New Zealand in front of a crowd, dude. I'm telling
Dude,
you.
how nuts would that be though? That'd be amazing.
If that was in front of a crowd, that'd be
I
fucking
think it's
nuts.
gonna be.
See, I don't know. Like that fight, I'm just like it can go either way. I don't. But fifth round, like it depends on who could do more work in the first few rounds and set up the last few rounds.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
New Zealand. I mean, it's Izzy. It's New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
That would
think they
sell
wanna do
tons.
it.
Tons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's what they're doing.
any kind of event like that would be filled up right now, no matter where. Like if they were allowing fans, no matter where it was at, they would fill up. But for some reason, I thought New Zealand was suddenly having like an
Issues
outburst of
again.
COVID.
A few people or something like that, and they were on lockdown again. But like Costa doesn't hit. Dude, I'm telling you, Costa hits hard, but he's not. Like think in your mind of him putting somebody out with one punch.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen really. It's all accumulation of like
Yeah.
the dude just getting beat up against the cage, him just pounding on you.
It sounds like they're not allowing anybody to come in right now. Is that kind of what you get from that,
Yeah.
Jacob?
Okay.
New Zealand's not allowing anybody to travel
Well,
there.
there's locals there that'll fill that arena probably pretty fast.
Yeah.
But the fighters.
Well, they test
If
them.
they're not allowed to travel.
They may be.
I mean, but okay.
It says only New Zealand citizens and residents with valid travel conditions can travel to New Zealand at this time.
Yeah, but like money talks for the
Yeah.
government.
If they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this event and you guys are all tested, and
It's like if they do the quarantine procedures they have, you got to think how much money it's going to bring into a small country like New Zealand. That gets a lot of fucking money for wherever.
Yeah, look up New Zealand COVID because I do feel like they've had an outbreak. They like had it completely controlled.
Yeah, I think
I saw
so.
Izzy-
Australia definitely was dealing with that.
I saw Izzy do an interview with Luke Thomas, and he's like living at the gym because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
Him and all the
Still
training
pretty
partners.
low.
Well, yeah, because they only have like fucking how many people in general? Like they have like
So you're saying they're going to put on a UFC event there and
It's
there's going to
just
be 30 people?
Hobbits don't get COVID. Dude.
I mean, but like they locked shit down fast.
Yeah.
They don't
They're on
play.
top.
And people listen.
Yeah.
They don't fight.
Yeah.
They're not like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And there's no discrepancy of whether or not it even exists. You know?
Yeah,
like
right.
that's not even an option there.
Yeah, it's
Which-
so fucking funny to
Maybe
me.
totalitarian, just but also
America.
it's nice to have a reality somewhere, right?
I only live in America.
Yeah, where it's just like, does this even exist?
Other
That's the question of some people.
Other
Right.
countries don't.
This is
exist.
made up by the Democrats.
Yeah, and fucking the Democrats in New Zealand want to take down the Republican Party in America or whatever the fucking narrative is. You know, that's a different podcast
Other
as
countries
well.
don't exist.
Yeah, it's a Democrat hoax. All these countries are. Dude, George Soros runs every other country besides America and the Democratic Party.
We live in the firmament.
I can't wait till Thursday for my Antifa Soros bucks to be deposited into my
You
account.
get your Soros check.
Seriously, is he handing out checks? Because I need one.
Yeah.
What does he want done?
My favorite thing is like Soros is a multi-billionaire, but he wants socialism in the country. Like,
If he's funding all this shit, he's gonna be broke pretty soon, dude.
yeah, it's a lot of riots he's funding. He's really breaking up in the bank for it. But
Yeah, he has a firm belief in what he's doing. Oh my god,
anarchy, right?
Yeah.
Political fools.
All right, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right,
That's it.
we went off on some nice tangents today.
Yeah.
I'm glad the initial one before we started recording wasn't on air,
It
but
could never be leaked. You must delete
never
the
be
file.
leaked. Yeah. But we love you guys. Glad to be back in the studio, and we'll
We'll
see you next week.
next week.
Next week.
Hopefully.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.